Hey everybody, welcome back to Daisy Asks. Goodness, we've got shows like twice a day at the moment. Just getting Shibby in. Here he is. Hey Shibby.
Hello, hi.
Hey, nice to see you, Dom. Great that you're joining us.
Hey Dom, what's up?
It's
How do I
been like,
sound? Okay?
yeah, you sound good today. That's louder.
Cool.
It's been
Well,
only like less than 12 hours since we were last talking, Shibby.
has it been that long? Oh my gosh.
I think we only finished up about goodness, I probably less than 12 hours. Hey Nicole, welcome. Yeah. Anyway, welcome lurkers as well. Everybody, hello. This is probably a more human time for the people in the Northern Hemisphere. So welcome everybody. Oh no, the cough's back again, Shivy.
Oh no, it's in your head. Don't let it get in your head. You're psyching yourself
Yeah,
out.
I
You
didn't
know,
cough
I
all
I
night.
noticed we did that the other day when you said and I said and then I thought we mentioned both of us saying and then I couldn't stop saying So yeah,
Oh,
we
is the hardest thing. Like when I listen to myself
mm,
back and I hear the it's so annoying.
yeah. Oh well.
Okay, well, today we're finally getting into a new topic. And what I'm really excited about is we're getting into a topic today that is in line with Richard Allen Justice Project. So today we're really talking about stuff that debunks the case against Richard Allen, the flawed case of Richard Allen. Hey, Rebecca, welcome. So, yeah, we're kind of getting back into more of the state versus Richard Allen, whereas I guess the last little while we've been focused quite a lot on evidence, but evidence that isn't necessarily pro state or defense. We've got our own little middle ground with cold shock theory. And anyone who missed the live that we did 12 hours ago, I won't say last night because it's not last night for you guys. Please check it out. It was we had a lot of fun, didn't we, Shibby? Shibby didn't have fun, obviously. He's gone quiet. But just long story short, what was yesterday's live about? Hey, JL, nice to see you. So we had some a critique of the cold shock theory, which we always welcome because that helps to evolve our ideas. Anyone who watches this channel has seen that all the ideas evolve. That's why I end up doing a series of like 10 videos on one topic. And I'm sure that'll be the case again for the Hoosier Harvest Store, which has evolved already over the time I've been doing this case. But the cold shock theory critique that we received yesterday, unfortunately, I guess what we discovered looking at it was that the critique had misunderstood the cold shock theory. And on top of that, I guess the links that were provided to critique it, when we actually clicked into them, some of them, didn't exist, or if they did, they discussed concepts that, as far as we could tell, had no real legitimate connection to the cold shock theory. I'm still going to ask Nana G, the biochemistry expert in my household, to have a look at them, but I really don't think that electromagnetic fields are related to lithium ion batteries. And so the few links that I guess were to do with the batteries, one of them actually supported the cold shock theory. We had someone come in to chat who had been lurking, and thank you so much for joining us because basically they shared that they had actually had this phenomenon. In fact, they'd had a phenomenon where the phone had died due to cold shock and then come back to life completely. But the cold shock theory doesn't require that. It requires that there is a background flicker of activity that occurs for a sort of very partial reboot. Wouldn't even call it a full reboot, right? It's partially reconnecting, and that explains the whole flurry of what's the word, of syncing of all the text messages, etc., at 4:33 a.m. So the cold shock theory is not suggesting that you've got a phone that you could see coming back on. We talked about this, that knowledge C is like an MRI of the phone. And so basically it can see things we can't see. And that's what the 433 flicker is about. So anyway, feel free to check it all out, look into it all in more detail because, yeah, it was really interesting. Um, Shibby's not got any sound, but I think I've got sound. Have I? Am I right? Have I got sound, everybody?
What do you mean got sound?
Oh, now you've got sound. Scott's saying you
Well,
didn't have sound.
yeah, well, I wasn't talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, hey, Scott, by the way,
Hey,
welcome.
hey,
Um,
hey, Scott. Wait, 1 sec. Scott,
hmm.
quit being difficult. You hear me now?
Scott just comes in to heckle us, doesn't he? And I
He is
mean,
he's a heckler. Scott the heckler. That could be his new nickname.
yeah. Now, everybody in who's watching who doesn't know Scott, Scott is Aunt Sarah and he is our friend. So don't worry if we tease him a lot. He is definitely our friend. He's now blaming his laptop, but yeah, kind of like when I blamed Kai, right? We've always got to blame
You,
someone else.
you know that is funny when you're sitting there pointing out a problem, but actually it's you that's the problem. I've done it many times. So Scott, we can all laugh at that.
Yes, I think I've done it too, right? And I guess that was kind of what we were talking about yesterday, that the problems being pointed out with the cold shock theory were themselves problems because the links didn't work. Or if they did, they linked to information that was irrelevant, that was, or that was actually inadvertently somewhat confirming the cold shock theory. Now, the cold shock theory is a term that we coined. It is not the state's theory. And essentially, it is still a theory. I think it's highly plausible, but nobody can say with 100% certainty. But I think it is, in my opinion, I think I'm not even overstating in saying it's probably the most plausible theory for the data, but it's at least one of the most plausible theories. Anyway, I think everybody's sick of hearing about the cold shock theory. We've done it to death, but definitely check out yesterday's live, and I might do a short explainer that isn't a live talking about that too, because you may not want to watch 2 hours where I'm coughing and we're joking about electromagnetic. I don't even know what is electromagnetic field. Anyway, doesn't matter. We don't need to know that now. It's not relevant. Let's get into the Hoosier Harvest Store footage, which I have wanted to talk about for a long time. I did talk about it right back at the beginning of starting this sort of YouTube stuff around Delphi, but my thoughts have changed. I still believe that there are major issues with it, but I no longer believe my wild conspiracy theory that I had generated from a good friend AI looking at the pictures and saying that they looked like they had deliberately stamped on a car that looks like a Ford Focus. So that's not the theory anymore, but there is a new theory and it's been bolstered, or I guess it's really kind of had this final piece to it that's made me feel ready to talk about it today, and that is Betsy Blair's what is that, Shibby? What's that document from Betsy Blair? It's a tip, isn't it?
What do you mean? No. Where she talks about the car?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. No,
What is that?
they showed her a video. They had her come in, and when she was doing something, they showed her a video.
Oh, here yeah, it's a tip narrative though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But interesting, isn't it, that we've only got this part? It's cut off. I'd love to know what the rest of the tip. I want to see the tip
Well,
narrative for everybody. That would be so
you
helpful.
know, I noticed that when I was reading it last night too, because the page previous is redacted, and then it starts with first time but didn't. So this is obviously page 2 or even 3,
And
and
look at this.
yeah,
Look at this,
it's all
guys. I just
redacted.
saw it as we're looking at it. Look at the date. This is exactly as I expected. Betsy Blair and Brie Wilbur, I don't think they have the 2017 recordings. And so I don't know, maybe they don't even have the narratives.
Right, and you see in here it says Betsy Blair. They showed her somebody. They didn't. I'm not sure who it was, but they showed her a video, and but so basically they're just saying that we showed it to her. Kind of trust us, bro. Again.
Yeah, look, we're going to talk about it in more detail in a minute. It looks like it's one of our good friends up here, Tony Liggett. His name is on this document. So we will talk about it a little bit more in a bit, but I'm going to try and sort of set the scene and go through this in a little bit of order because we stayed up. Well, I stayed up very late last night doing the live. I'm not super planned. There's not great slides for this one, but I've got, I think, all the exhibits and things that I need.
First of all, I'd like to point out the inaccuracies in this, just the spelling errors alone. How are we to believe this when this? So it says Betsy said she had been show instead of shown the video from the Hoosier Harvest Store with an
Harvest store.
I. Like, I mean, we can go through this. Who wrote this? A third grader?
Well, I mean, attention to details definitely doesn't seem to be a fine point here. It's interesting,
It's
isn't
not
it?
like
This is a double homicide and of two
right.
innocent girls, and
I mean,
yeah,
if this was like on the scene that day and somebody kind of jotted this down and got it wrong, I'd understand. But I can see at least a bunch of different mistakes here, just in grammar
yep,
and spelling alone. Like, come on.
yep, yep. Oh, we got some more regulars who've come in. We've got Mimi, I think, is in here. I just saw Mimi. I've seen Mustang. Welcome back. I've got who else did I see? I thought I saw Stephanie, and I see Lola. Great. Thanks for
Wow,
joining,
our
everyone.
regulars. Okay, can I just say
Lots
hi,
of
everyone?
regulars.
Hi, Sunflower. Hi, Mustang. Hi, Scott. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Rebby Ann. And who was it else? Oh, Mimi. Hi, Mimi.
Mimi, yeah. Look, if you're lurking, oh, TJ's here too. Yay. Hey, TJ. If you're
Where?
lurking, please come on in. Like everybody can be a regular here.
Oh, oh, I'm not watching chat on StreamYard. So yeah, TJ just popped up. Hi.
Oh, do you want me to put chat on StreamYard for you, Shibby? I know you like to have that on the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
we go.
Plus, if I
If it
download it,
blocks any of
mm,
the exhibits, let me know and we can sort of
no,
temporarily
no,
take it off. But I think it's fine anyway because you can look at the exhibits yourself. I just have them on the screen to anchor me.
no.
So yeah,
I need it because when I download it later, I could then put it on my channel and not worry about like because if people, I like reading the chat also.
yeah. No, me too. I agree. The chat sometimes has the most fun stuff in it. Some of the
Hmm.
comments. I think I screenshotted quite a few comments from yesterday's. Scott definitely was in the
Ooh,
top of the comments
yeah.
in terms of the funny comments yesterday. He made some really good ones. So yeah.
You know, I like when you do that, when you afterwards how you posted people's like maybe do that a thumbnail, or I'll try to start making them for you. Pick the top three comments, and we'll give it
Yep.
you know a
Yep.
recognition to our groupies.
No, I'm definitely going to do that. A few different awards, probably this week. I mean, TJ, I
Mm,
think, is going to get the award for the live the other day. TJ made some wonderful,
yeah,
compassionate, psychologically kind of affirming comments, which I loved. So TJ wins the
and
award.
and And with TJ, when I made my big faux pas the other night on my live stream, when I came back, I didn't give anyone warning or nothing. I just started live stream, and TJ was there within 2 minutes, and she came on up and she consoled me and helped me, and then because I was ready to dive off a bridge and throw it all in and quit, and I wasn't mad, but I was just kind of like, deflated. And TJ saved me on the air, and then when Peggy O came in and saved me, and then I went on for 3 hours after and had a really good show. So,
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. We got lots of good friends here in this channel.
yeah,
The comment of the day for yesterday, um, wasn't actually those Scott's funny comments. It's Nemesia. So shout out to Nemesia who said, and I'm going to read the comment out because I
oh
can't. I've
right,
got it on my phone, so I'll put it on the screen.
hmm
Lurker from Finland here. My phone battery has died many times in freezing weather. On a couple of occasions, the phone has restarted itself. Can't remember if the Lazarus phone was iPhone 6 or 7. So Nemesia is, we made a joke later and said Nemesia was my niece, just wanting to support my theory, but Nemesia isn't. You can check out Nemesia has their own YouTube account, and they're saying they're from Finland. My niece doesn't live in Finland. She actually lives in a warm climate, but she was also lurking. She told me after I finished, and I said, "Well, somebody was imitating you in the chat." Anyway, Nemesia, thank you so much. That was so helpful, giving some lived experience. But as I mentioned, even if you didn't see your phone turn on after it was in the cold, it doesn't mean that it didn't have background flickers because you need Knowledge C for that. So Shibby's working on that Knowledge C, aren't you, Shibby?
I am. I'm going to crack the code.
You're going to actually, and I know I said I would stop talking about the cold shock. One of the other things I didn't realize, because I'm not an iPhone user, I'm a Samsung user, but I thought it was true, and Shibby confirmed this for me, is that when you have a powered down iPhone and you plug it in,
Hmm.
once it gets enough power, it turns back on, right? On its own.
Well, I don't know. You said when plugging it in. So when you plug a charge, if a phone is off and you plug the charger in,
Yep.
it always turns on. That's all I was
So
saying.
that's what I
I
meant. So if enough power is coming into the phone, it will turn itself back on again. Whereas, like, in the old days, you could plug it in and it would show the charging, but you'd have to actually press the power on button.
well, iPhones have never done that. I don't think.
So that
because
must be
I've
maybe
had
that's
them
maybe that's an Android thing. But yeah, so I guess
maybe.
again
Oh,
though, oh sorry, yeah.
no, yeah, iPhones have always been that way. If they're powered off, you turn if you plug it in, it comes back on, but it will show that little red battery. If it's super, super low, it won't come on
Yes.
right away.
And yes, no, you're totally right. So if we had knowledge C, I'm gonna bet on this. Remember, we're dying on this hill. I'm gonna bet quite I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm gonna bet that if we had knowledge C, on that phone and we plug it in, even when it gets a slight tiny flicker of extra battery, it may actually be showing background processes. But also remembering that the cold shock theory isn't saying that the battery is absolutely dead, it's the electrochemical instability. But anyway, okay, let's get back to this because I think everybody's had enough of electromagnetic fields, electrochemistry, lithium ions, and all of that because today there's none of that science talk. So don't worry, today is all about some snark about investigative practices and about cars, which Shibby is a good person to talk to about that, right, Shib?
I That's one thing I know cars. I know cars well. Like every time since I was 16 years old, when my transmission broke, my dad and I we pulled it out and fixed it. And just 2 years ago, my clutch in my Camaro went, and I just pulled the transmission out, put in a whole new hydraulic clutch and brake cylinder and everything. So yeah, I know I can rebuild motors, everything. So that's one good
Well,
thing. What's one thing I can do
that's
good?
very technical.
Oh yeah, but I enjoy it.
By the way, you have a new fan. My little one. He saw your one of your videos today, the one with the cars, and he's like, "I want to go there. Where's that?"
Oh yeah. The one
Yeah,
of my RC car videos. I'll put up more.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got
He
tons of
loves.
them.
He'll definitely be watching your channel all the time then because he loves that stuff.
Oh, cool. I'll put up some more good ones. Those were like, you know what that was? That was like 10 or 5 or 10 years ago. And my father was passing, he had cancer, right? And my
Mm.
actually a neighbor of mine, a really old guy, had cancer too. So when I would shovel our driveways and their driveways, I would then play with my RC car in the snow, and they liked watching, but they couldn't even get to the window to watch. So I put it up on the video so they could watch.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm sorry about your dad, Shibby. That's
No,
very sad.
no, no. I mean, it happened. I mean, he really enjoyed it, and he was my inspiration to get into all that RC car stuff. And
Mm.
even when he was older, I just like, but before he passed away, I bought him a couple cars, and we used to drive them around together. So yeah, he was just like me, or I'm just like him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think both of our dads will be wherever you go after this live, enjoying our channel from wherever ever they are. Okay.
I'm sure they are.
Very proud of us, I hope. And hopefully, these two beautiful girls are also proud of the work that everybody's putting in to try and ensure there's justice for them. These poor, beautiful girls that lost their lives in a horrific way and who are at the center of our thoughts in this case, alongside who a lot of us believe is an innocent man who did not deserve to be convicted for this crime. And today, I'm hoping to bring people like Scott's percentage of guilt factor down a bit by talking about why one of the pieces of evidence that was used against Rick to firm up this timeline of him being bridge guy to me is incredibly problematic. And I think a lot of people know it's problematic, but I think there's a few extra angles we're going to add here today to maybe make sense of just what was happening in that footage. So without further
Wow.
ado,
Hey,
oh,
Mother of
yes.
Dragons has just showed up, so we'd like to say hi to Mother of Dragons. And she asked about my channel, so it's this channel. So I'll put it in chat again because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
at
of course.
98
Share it.
subs. I'm at 98.
Yep. Yeah, share away. Any of the mods, feel free to share other people's
No, I
channels as
got it.
well. I mean, obviously Shibby's channel, but people are able to share their channels in here. Unless your channel is promoting something that's not ethical, you're welcome to share your channel in here. We're all about community. So we are talking about the Hoosier Harvest Store footage, and I mean, I think everybody knows what I'm referring to here. So I don't. I can put the photos, like some of the photos up, but I think most of us already know these photos. We've all seen them a million times. Here we go. There's one of them. Now, what do you think should be, or like just to start off with, what do you think people's complaints have been? So don't think about the new stuff we're going to talk about today, but just going up to like back in time when people first saw these pictures, what were people's issues with them?
Um, First of all, can you make that bigger at all, or can you zoom that
Oh
photo
yeah,
in?
yeah, yeah. I know. I thought that. There we go.
There we go. Bring it in. Because I can clearly see the light through the rims, so I don't think that was a weird statement for Mullins to make. But I mean, if they're standard rims, every car is going to show that, especially on those back rims. You can clearly see the lights. So, but I'm on that back part, the hatch part. Does a Ford Focus have that part that comes down? Like I never really compared shapes in that because,
Well, we're
you
going to
know,
do that today, so don't worry. We're going to do that. We're going to
okay.
pull that up together after, and we'll compare it. We'll put it. Actually, I might have to work on that. I don't think I put it side by side because I didn't have much time this morning. But yeah, we'll do that while we're talking. I'll sort that out. But yeah, look, the car's hard to see, but yeah, it's clearly a little hatchback. Looks like a dark color. It's hard to know the color in that,
You know,
in that camera. But yeah, it's clearly a small hatchback car. I've double checked lots of different factors of this, in terms of does it look like it's moving normally? Now it doesn't initially because we've got still frames and the quality of the camera. So I think my earlier ideas around it being potentially tampered with were related to the fact that it doesn't show smooth movement. But that's also, again, an artifact of the fact of the type of camera it is and things like that. So that was something initially I thought was a big problem, but I don't think it is now.
wow, did you see? Elizabeth just said I have 103 subs. Oh my,
There you go.
yeah,
You've gone up. Good job. Well, hopefully by
I
the
don't
end of
see
this,
it.
you'll get even more.
Mine says 98, so maybe I need to refresh.
Oh, it takes a bit. Yeah, YouTube Studio updates before YouTube itself. Hey, Elizabeth, by the
Hmm.
way, welcome.
Hi.
Anyway, so some of the problems with this, with the Hoosier Harvest store. I mean, gosh, where do we start? There's so many to list. So problem number one, nobody knows where the video is because this is what the exhibits were. These really ridiculous screenshots.
So wait. There is no Hoosier Harvester video of the car, right? So how can they be saying this? They
Well,
in this
apparently
in her,
there is a video, but nobody's seen it.
but just in that statement, in her statement, it says she came in and was shown a video. So
No,
how can
so
they
there
get
is
off saying this?
there is a video apparently. So there is a video. I just don't know where the video is, and we're going to talk a bit later about the discovery map because, yeah, I mean there is a video. The video was
This is
collected by the
unacceptable.
FBI in 2017. It was verified, so the whole timestamp issue, all of that was sorted out by the FBI. I actually trust that because I do trust that the FBI
Well,
were, were not tampering with evidence. I believe that
no.
the FBI realized the time offset. They fixed all of that. They have the verified video and maybe some verified stills. We're going to talk about that a bit later, but that's not the issue. The issue is that for whatever reason, what comes in as an exhibit is these still shots. And I wonder if they've used that whole Betsy Blair said it was easier to see on the still to go to kind of justify why they've only used stills and not the video.
Well, I'd like to add that I remember them specifically saying that Mullins went to the Hoosier Harvest store afterwards, like I don't know if it was months or years later, and he watched the video at Hoosier Harvest store and he took
Oh,
screenshots while he was there.
okay, this is a point of contention. So this was a whole drama that showed up in the subreddit that I run, Delphi Mystery.
Well,
So
no,
that was what was tweeted by Barbara
no,
McDonald, and I
no,
believe
no,
one second, Shibby.
nope,
I've looked at this so
nope.
much, and I can bring up the testimony. Give me one second, then you can tell us your point of view. But I think it's
Fine.
it's actually Nick McClelland that says that in the closing. But if you go back to Mullen's actual testimony, he doesn't explicitly say that. He says he goes back to the Hoosier Harvest Store video, not the Hoosier Harvest Store, but McClelland in his closing says he goes back to the Hoosier Harvest Store, if that makes sense.
Well, I heard it from the defense, and I didn't hear, I only heard it from court documents, what was said in the court
Mm.
documents and official stuff. So I'm not talking, I never go to a Reddit stuff. I don't do any of that.
No,
I
no, no.
only,
But this
only
this,
listen
this
to
was a
documents.
this was a note. This was something that was going around in the community, though. Like, so I don't know if other people
Oh,
might have heard it in other videos and things.
I have no idea. I just know Mullins has said officially in court documents somewhere. Somebody has said that he said it, and not just Reddit stuff, like in the court documents
Well,
that
all
he
I can
went
say is
in
Barbara
and took
McDonald was
screenshots.
so Barbara McDonald was at court and she said it. She said that he went
No,
back, but that was I think and TJ's saying as well. Mullins went to the Hoosiers Harvest Store initially. He did go there in 2017, but I don't think he went back in 2022. But I'm willing to look at all the depositions. We'll see if there's something that I've missed.
definitely, because I remember when all that folly in the summer of 2023, when all that just before all that photo leak stuff was happening, and there was all those documents being dropped. I remember them talking. Mullins went and took screenshots, and there was no video, just the screenshots.
All right, let me. Well, look, I'll have a look because yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, Mullins has testified at so many things, so it could be that it wasn't the trial testimony, but definitely in his trial testimony, he doesn't say that, but that doesn't mean necessarily he didn't say it in
I
one
didn't
of the
say
other.
he said it. No, 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 no. I didn't say he said it. I said it was said by, I'm pretty sure, the defense.
Okay, well, yeah, if anyone knows that, please let us know because Mullen himself. If I just go back, no, you know what? Let's
Because
save
they
that for another day because I
right.
I can't.
You know
I'm
what?
going to
You know
catch
what? So yeah, you keep going on with what you're doing. Anytime we have something like this, I will make a note on my phone of things we should check up on, because we always say this, right? That we're gonna check this later, and we don't do it. So I'm gonna start a note of
I think
things
I
to
do
check
do
later.
it. Thank you,
Well,
Shibby. I think we do come back and do it. That's the whole
I
point. We layer.
I was kind of meaning myself, but kind of lumping you in. And yes, you're
Okay.
much better. So I'm gonna try to be better and
Okay.
write it
Well,
down.
yeah, and anyone who knows this as well. Okay, so TJ saying she can verify what you said. So yeah, what we'll do is I think for me, I just checked the trial testimony. I do think Nick McClelland at trial says he went back to Hoosier Harvest Store. But I mean, yes, if that's the case, we want that because that's going to help make this look even more ridiculous, isn't it? I remember back at the time when we believed that was potentially the case. I mean, that's absurd. Then why? You've got FBI verified versions. Why would you go back to the Hoosier Harvest Store footage?
Right.
So if that is
Because
indeed correct, that's a big deal.
this is what the defense was worried about, because they kept seeing this all over the place, that she saw this video, he saw this video, and then they wanted that video. That's what they wanted.
Well, I don't know, but we'll find out, okay? We're on it.
Right.
I'll get my team on
Like,
it.
oh, wow, he's
Spooky,
pretty big. He's
Spooky, go
cute.
get it. He is a big boy. I think he's part Maine Coon, so that's why he is a big
He
boy.
does have that look, and he looks at the tips of his ears too. They're
That's
white.
right, and
That's awesome.
he's got toe tufts as well between his toes. He's so
Oh my
handsome, isn't he?
gosh.
Look at him.
Yeah, he definitely has Maine Coon in him. Look at
Yeah,
the
he's got a
size of
big
him.
big
For
mane, and he's
sure.
got little. He's not going to let me show you his paws, but yeah, each of his paws has
Oh,
like little.
for sure.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Oh.
Marky, welcome. Sorry if there's anyone else that's joined and I haven't said hello. Okay, right. Let's move on from that at the moment because it is important. But yeah, we're going to look into that, and I think there's going to be a whole series on this. That's why I made a new trademark, the Hoosier Harvest or Mirage. That's going to be the trademark for this one. I didn't make that one up. ChatGPT did. I'm not. It's not sticking as well for me, but I couldn't think of anything better.
Nope. I'm writing a note now so we can move on. Done.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's look at all of the issues that people have raised. We haven't seen the video. Yeah, who actually obtained these still shots of this car? If you look at the bottom, they basically put this into evidence as Richard Allen's car. I'm not sure how you can label something the defendant's car without doing some sort of analysis, which clearly wasn't done here. So to me, that's absolutely inappropriate. You haven't proven it. They should have written suspect vehicle, or they should have written unknown vehicle. Writing Richard Allen's car, to me, surely is not in line with sort of normal legal practice.
Or they could have wrote the one black car, that's the only one black car that's parked 1 mile away. That looks like this car.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, to me, that's very problematic. I don't think you should be able to label something. It's kind of like when they said it was Richard Allen's voice in the Bridge Guy video without any analyst saying that. It's just one of their I don't know who Harshman is. Is Harshman law enforcement or corrections?
Yeah, he's law enforcement. Yeah, but he's not. Yeah,
Okay.
he's not an audio expert or anything. He was just some guy. Anyone could have said that.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, but like labeling it that way is ridiculous. There's going to be lots of snark here today. I generally hold back on trying to being snarky about people and try to always give grace. But these are the times where I get so cranky. Oh, Scott thinks it's okay. I don't think it's okay, Scott, because this is not proof. How can we say that's Richard Allen? Can anyone see Richard Allen in that car?
No, and with it being a
silly,
screenshot. No, I know. But if with it being a Mullen screenshot, remember how we mess with the metadata? Like if he goes back and takes a screenshot and we don't see the timestamp of the original screenshot, is that the original timestamp?
It's ludicrous. Now, some more interesting aspects of this, if you actually look at the way that this is labeled down the bottom and you look at some of the others, they're labeled differently. Now, I'm not suggesting that's tampering. I'm suggesting, though, that these photos were not all printed at the same time. So all of Richard Allen, I'm saying it in quotation marks, all of these images have this way of writing timestamps, but then I'm going to see if I can pull up
So was there I'd like to talk about the timestamp, the time itself. Remember how there was discrepancies in the time of being off? Now I would like to say that I don't believe that, and because I have extensive experience in this over the last 10 or 20 years with all my cameras and security cameras and stuff I use, and if they're off by 1 hour or 2 hours or 12 hours, they're always off on the hour. They're never, ever, ever off on the minutes because of the time zone stuff and all that.
The reason I believe the offset's twofold. It's not ISP who did that. That's the FBI. And secondly, the timestamps match very well with Betsy Blair's Fitbit data. So they are the timestamps of Betsy Blair's car absolutely makes sense according to her Fitbit data. So that's the reason I believe them. I wouldn't believe it if it was ISP that did it.
Well, you believe them that it's off on by like 10 or 20 minutes or 50 minutes or 40 minutes?
50 something minutes. I think it's 53 or 54 minutes. Remember, it's FBI
that never happens.
Did this.
No, well, I don't care who did it. I've done this myself, and it never happens, because the only reason it's off, if it's connected to the internet for you to view, it's getting the time. It never ever will get the minutes from that wrong. It'll just get the hour, like the daylight savings or the time zone.
Yeah.
It's never ever off in the minutes.
I don't know enough about these cameras.
Well, it has to be. Look at it. All these cameras. Maybe it isn't, but I mean, who doesn't have cameras that?
Yeah.
What's that? In the bottom left corner, what's IPC mean?
I think that's a type of camera, isn't it? I looked it up once. I can't remember now.
Yeah. These have to be streaming to everyone, I'd assume.
Can you look up IPC and also put that in your notes? Let's look that up.
Yeah, I'm doing it now, because all of these cameras, you can, even a cheap webcam, you can view it over the internet. Like you can watch your baby, or you can look in at your office, or you can look in at your living. It's always on the internet. You can view them, and if they get the time wrong, it's never the minutes. Never, ever, ever.
Okay, well, we'll find out more about that. I tend to believe the timestamps, like I said, because they marry up with other data. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? One of the interesting things, though. Yeah, pop it in.
I'm putting that in my notes. I'm doing that right now.
Now, everybody pay attention to the bottom left-hand corner and the way that the photos are labeled. And now, look at Kelsey German, right? Now, I'm not suggesting that's tampering. I'm suggesting that means that the photos were processed at a different time. Now, my question would be why? Because weren't these all in the time frame? And I can show you Betsy Blair, same thing as well. Share this tab instead. Again, look at the timestamp, right?
So what are you changing? What's Kelsey's?
It's hard to show with that because I need to put them all on screen together, and I didn't have a chance to do this in Canva before. But look at the bottom there.
Just and zoom it in.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay. So in the bottom. So switch it.
Now look.
Right.
This is centered, right? And then let's look at Richard Allen's one. Gosh, I'm going between too many things today.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, look at that, and now look at this, and I'll zoom into this. That is to the left. Now, again, I'm not saying conspiracy here, guys. All I'm saying is this to me is an indication that these
So
photos here were not processed at the same time as Betsy Blair's and Kelsey German's. Why?
I
That
don't
doesn't
even
make
know
sense.
what you're comparing. So can you be clear? Can you clarify that? Like this
Okay, you know
timestamp on
what?
the top right?
No, we're going to talk about that in a minute. It's the one on the bottom left. You know what? I need to
Okay.
let me see if I can make a slide of this because I feel like I need to make a slide because you can't see it unless you put them next to each other.
Yeah, it's
So
better. Yeah,
annoying
I
on
love this
StreamYard. You
stuff. So,
can't open two windows at the same time. Okay, look, we'll get
oh.
back to it. But what I was talking about is so there's two timestamps. There's one on the bottom left corner. Hey Oleg, lovely to see you. Hey Elizabeth Jones. So the left-hand corner timestamp, it's not part of the picture. It's part of the labeling of the exhibit. Oh, I
Right.
suppose you know what they'd say. I get it. I get what they say. No, actually, if they were preparing these exhibits for court, why were they? Anyway, don't worry. Let's leave that point. It's not super important. But instead, look at the top timestamp that you were talking about, Shibby, the one on the top right.
Right. Correct.
Now, this is an issue. If you put this, and now, obviously, again, I'm not a digital expert. And so I'm not suggesting that I've done the analysis myself. I've put it through AI again, and I've said, can you compare the timestamp on all of these different photos? So I've done the Richard Allen ones, I've done the Betsy Blair ones, Kelsey German, and Sarah Carver. And what you find is that some of them have a more blurry timestamp in the right hand side, and some of them have a more crisp timestamp in the top right hand side. And the ones that show a more crisp, and Scott's laughing and saying it's clerical, not conspiratorial. We're not suggesting it's conspiratorial. What I'm suggesting here is, though, why are we printing these photos at different times? Because, and I've got a theory for this. So I'm making, just bear with me. We'll get to why in the end. But one of the things we do know potentially from what we are talking about before is that, oh, hey, short bus. You didn't miss too much. We're early on. We're just complaining at the moment about the processes of the investigation. But oh, this is so hard. It's really hard to kind of put it into words and explain it. Actually, wouldn't think this would be hard after the stuff we were talking about yesterday. But Richard Allen's screenshots from the Hoosier Harvest store, the top right timestamp is crisp and slightly in a slightly different position. Oh, Digital's here too. Hey, Digital. Now, when you look at Kelsey German and Sarah Carbar's, the timestamp in the top right-hand corner is slightly blurrier font for the timestamp and in a slightly different position. Now, I'm not suggesting somebody has changed the timestamp. I mean, possible, but I don't think that's what's happening. Hey, Indep7 Investigator, good to see you too. But what I'm saying is that they're not printed at the same time. Hey, Kay.
Wait, one second. First of all, Independent 7 Investigator, I didn't recognize you were Sean Bianchi. So hi, Sean. And also user QW blah, blah, blah is K. And I talked to you the other day and I didn't notice it was your other name. So hi, K.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Okay, so yeah, bear with me. Again, with all of these things, when we start off where there's a lot more exploratory stuff, and then hopefully we'll do more videos where I've managed to get everything on the same screen and we can kind of look at this a bit more. But what I'm getting at here is that they are certainly, some of these photos have been extracted or printed differently to others. Now, I think it's one or two of Betsy Blair's ones look more like Rick Allen's one. Or I say Rick Allen, I don't want to call it Rick Allen, the black car one. So I think it's the 218 one or 215 one. So what's happening here is that we have clearly got various times that they've decided to extract these digital images. Now, this can't be explained by, well, I think Scott said before, spilt coffee and reprinted it, because this is actually embedded in the image. So embedded in the image. No, and so look, I'm happy for anyone to do an analysis. We're not just talking about where the timestamp is. We're talking about the quality of it too. Now, the next issue is, and Yellow Jacket also came to a very similar conclusion about this to me, and that is, interestingly, why is it, and I think others have too, that the photos of this black, quote unquote, Richard Allen car are poorer quality in general than the pictures of Kelsey German, Sarah Carver, all of the other cars? Why? What would be the reason that the suspect vehicle photos would be more blurry, less high quality than the others? I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, it should also, what I think of also time also is that the video, if we had the video, when the car's moving and just catching more light in the background and shadows, it would be easier to see the shape of it. If we see it
Exactly.
moving, we can kind of watch it slowly and stuff. So it's
And you
intentional.
could also, yes, exactly, and you could verify a lot more from that. So what I'm saying here is that whoever has extracted the images of suspect vehicle, i.e., potentially Mullins, is clearly hasn't got the images of the same quality as the other images. But another weird issue, and I mean this is hard to follow, but the Betsy Blair photo that has the more crisp timestamp, like the Richard Allen ones, is actually a clearer photo still. So we've got like some with clear timestamps and blurry images, some with clear timestamps and clear images, and some with blurry timestamps and clear images. Can everyone see where I'm getting with this? Like how that
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Right. No, I think it's good to talk about because it may be nothing. It may be something. It may lead us to something we don't know, or it may confirm something we were always thinking. So I enjoy this. So don't think you're
Yeah.
going out of your
But
way
look,
here.
today is a lot of sleuthing as well. I'm going to say to you, this is
Mm,
literally speculation. I mean, I get very heated about
right.
it. Doesn't mean that I'm saying I'm
No.
100% right
Yeah. No.
about it.
No. It's
But
like
I think
brainstorming. We're brainstorming. We're
exactly.
freeballing. You know. Yeah.
I love to always bring everybody along with my, as I'm doing it, so you can hear my process rather than, just get to the end and share it. And also because I'm too excitable, I need to share it.
Y-
So,
You know. You know what I just thought of that I never really thought of before? If I had
yeah.
the video of this, I could hear the sound of a car and I could very
Mm.
easily tell
I
cars
don't think they
by just their
record
sound
sound,
alone.
though.
Well, they
I
do.
don't think they
Don't say that.
do they?
Well, we'll
Oh,
never know because all my security cameras record sound and they pick
okay.
up cars really well. Like there's a lakeshore road that's like a block away from me, and at nighttime, especially, or when it's quiet like this, and a car goes by, I could probably, without seeing it, I could guess what kind of car it is pretty accurately.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Um, Yellow Jacket actually has this on X. I was going to do a screenshot of it, but I've run out of time. But Yellow Jacket on X has actually, she's great with this sort of stuff. She's blown up the cars in the foreground and she's compared them on Rick Allen's, or again, the Richard Allen quote unquote pictures to the other cars. And what she's shown is that it's not just the background car that is more blurry, it's the entire image. Now, again, I don't know how that would make sense. I know probably what ISP would say was, oh, well, that's because, Mullins went and got the screenshots differently and it wasn't the FBI. But then I have a question why? Because this is a car that is headed towards the trails at 127. Now it's such a vital piece of evidence. Wasn't it a vital piece of evidence in 2017?
Except, yeah, it was so vital that they couldn't locate that car parked 5 streets over, 1 mile away, the only one in the town. It was so vital and so accurate, and they couldn't find him for 5 years.
And it was so vital that they hadn't obviously screenshotted that, where they had screenshotted Betsy Blair's and Kelsey German's. They were like, "Oh, that black car that we don't know who it belongs to, that's driving down the road, around the time that BG is seen for the first time. Nah, let's
So,
leave that one. That's probably not
so
it."
here's the totality of it. 2 girls were murdered. They're looking for a black car. They're sure it's this one. The guy comes to talk to them, says he's got a black car. He lives in that town. There's only one of them, and they can't find him.
But the thing is,
So,
Shibby, let's even take it this further. They didn't think the black car was a suspect back then because they never mentioned the black
right,
car. They haven't
right,
taken a screenshot of the black car. It's only
right,
suddenly become relevant when Mullen's gone back in 2022 to retrofit a
right.
story about Rick Allen.
Right. Exactly. Because obviously it aligns with They cleared him and they didn't care.
So Scott's saying there are a couple of different filters applied. Well, that's a problem. Why have you got different filters? Like this is evidence. Like if we're going to be able to look at evidence, then they need to then say, well, we've put a filter on this, but and why? Why have you put a filter on some and not others? Like, again, it's the transparency that isn't there. There's no chain of custody. Nobody has expressed who got these pictures. And I'll also call our attention to the stipulation, the joint stipulation prior to trial was for the FBI verified video and footage, not for stills extracted and with filters by Steve Mullen. So to me, that's already a legal issue. That's even besides some of the other stuff we're going to talk about, the chain of custody issue is a due process issue, isn't it?
Right. And also, I don't like how we've let Ellie off at least 20 times saying, oh, we made that mistake and we'll do better next time kind of thing. Like as if in 2017, it wasn't a practice for Ellie to collect sticks or anything that was on the body of a victim that 1,000,000% the perpetrator touched. There's no reason for that in 2017 to say, oh, we just didn't think of it. We'll do better next time. That's not acceptable.
Okay, so exactly. So let's put this in like an everyday story. So let's say right now, somebody comes to my house and steals Kai. Okay, and the police are looking into. Well, they probably wouldn't because it's a cat, but they're looking into it, and they've got a camera footage of my road, Sesame Street, and on Sesame Street they can see all these cars going by. So they go, oh well, there's Kai's auntie, there's Kai's sister, there's Sally Smith who was going to Kai's house that day, or there's the next door neighbor. Oh, there's another car that turns up at exactly the time Kai went missing. Oh, or at least half an hour before that. But no, who cares? And then we won't worry about it. But when we've now found someone who we think stole Kai 5 years later, let's go back. Oh yeah, they were the owner of that red car that we never cared about.
Even worse, let's say Kai was on your patio and a guy came to them and said 2 days after and said, hey, I was on the patio. I saw Kai. And then they don't follow up with him. They lose it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you've got another person saying, and we can go back to actually no, I won't go into there. We're thinking about the CPS, right. But yeah, they didn't follow up on any of that. So it wasn't until, was it 2019 press conference where they suddenly were worried about the car at the CPS?
I'm not sure.
I think it is. And yet even at that point, they didn't say it's a black car. It's a small black car. They said a car parked at the CPS between 12 and 5. They actually also didn't say a car driving past at around 1:20. Why did they never try to locate this car? That's not a particularly busy road, I'm guessing. So what's the issue?
Like what you said is they're going back and making things up, as they're making things up in the
retrofitting,
future.
Yeah,
retrofitting. That's the word.
Now, so I think we've already established that there's no reason. I know Scott was saying, maybe they've misapplied things to try and improve the image, but they've actually made the image worse, not better. So that's not improving. Sorry, just give me a sec. I've got a call. Keep everybody occupied for a second.
I will talk to chat. Yes. Zoom that in, can you? Oh. Anyways, so what's up, guys? TJ's son lives on Sesame Street. TJ, can you tell me how to get there? Can you tell me how to get the Sesame Street? Digital. I know he has no business handling evidence. Have I missed anything in chat? What's up, guys? Filters. What are you talking about filters, Scott? Is there filters on these photos? Anyways, my thing I would like to talk about after is the timestamps, because I know any camera that's hooked to the internet that you can view over the internet, if it's getting its time from the internet, it can be off by the hour, like daylight savings times and time zones, but it's never off in the minutes. It's just never, ever. Makes no sense for it to be off 21 minutes or 37 minutes or 50 minutes. So I don't buy that.
Okay, sorry guys. I've got somebody building a catio for me, and they just arrived, so that was the doorbell. Cool. Look, Elizabeth Jones, Big Bird is a very realistic suspect. We've talked about this before. he was seen on the Monon High Bridge that day. Only joking. Okay, I think we have made that joke before though.
For sure.
Okay, anyway, so yes, lots of issues with this. We can look at the Woodhouse leak of the discovery, just discovery map from the defense. I'm just going to pull that up because it gives us a few more clues as well.
Right, but that was just that was just a map. You said it wasn't a lot of discovery. It was more like the headline, like the
yeah, but
Baldwin's
yeah. It's them organizing
point.
it. However, it's still interesting because when you go and look at it, when you don't just have all the excluded pages, we'll go to the Hoosier Harvest Store part though. It's here somewhere.
You know why you're looking for that? I can say a quick thing because Gull made a huge mistake in trial, and she's trying to hold Andy Baldwin accountable for sending the wrong email, right? And she said in her documents, she said Andy sent it to the wrong Brad, but there was only one Brad. Andy sent it to the wrong B-R-A, Brandon. So she, in her own court documents, giving shit to Andrew Baldwin about getting things wrong, she writes in the court documents that he sent it to the wrong Brad, but there's only one Brad Rosie. But when Baldwin typed in B-R-A, he chose Brandon. So there's only one Brad. So Gull, if you're going to be a stickler for detail, you should.
Do you know what I've just realized, everybody? I don't know, because I think this now with the redactions, so I've seen the unofficial one. Oh, no, here it is. I was going to say I couldn't find it. There it is. Okay, let's zoom in. Well, yeah, I mean, because Andy's in trouble for doing what most of us have done at some point, accidentally forwarding or, to somebody else in our contacts that's got a similar name. But ISP recording over 70 days worth of interviews, the first 70 days, that's okay. Never mind. It happens.
No problem. Yeah. Let's remove Rosie for a little mistake, yet let's promote and give good jobs and bonuses to all these idiots making major mistakes. Actually, 10 of them at least.
Wait a minute, I just said that again, but I'm still not seeing it. There is something somewhere, and this is what I mean, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but interesting that the redacted version is redacted this part. Well, the only part here that's showing is this, but that's actually not what I've seen before. I can't see that page on here unless I'm wrong. So I'm going to go to Reddit because I put it on Reddit, on the subreddit. So I'll find that. But essentially, what we see in the discovery map, not the one that was leaked, not this one that's an official trial exhibit, is actually the file names and how they were organized. Now, of course, as I said, this is what was organized by the defense themselves.
Right. I would just like to add that if you feel frustrated that you're not finding something, don't feel you're imposing, because I find this fascinating looking through and stuff. So just if you're looking for something, I love searching and doing the sleuthing all in real time too. So don't feel you're imposing or annoying, because I love it.
Well, I mean, I meant to go to personal training this morning, but you know what? I'm skipping it. It sounds terrible, but it's just because I'm in the middle of this and I want to do this more. My trainer's one of my friends, so hopefully she doesn't listen in and hear that that's what I'm doing. But
what do you mean, training for exercise?
Yeah, it's my personal trainer.
Well, you know what I do? I get those a little, like right now, I have those little elliptical things so I can sit in my chair and I can kind of pedal away, or the mini ones that sit on the floor. So
it's not that. It's not the exercise thing. I'll do the exercise thing. It's like I have a weekly slot with her, and she's one of my friends. And I mean, I'll still pay her for the session, but like I haven't cancelled with her. But she won't mind. She'll just get a break.
Tell her to log on and join us and chat.
Yeah, or she hears about this all the time. If I was there, I'd be telling her all about this because I bore her with, not bore her. I think she doesn't mind it, but she doesn't obviously know as much about it because she doesn't follow it like we do, but she hears about the dramas. Don't worry, we have a good little debrief. Sorry, I've got to go back quite a way. So this is just the subreddit. I don't put as much on here anymore as I used to. Oh yeah, so you can see here's some posts about it. So that was HH Steele's The Parked Cars Are the Control. So what I was saying before about how the parked cars are blurrier in the quote unquote Richard Allen pictures. This is back in the day before YouTube. I was doing YouTube. I had a lot of posts in here. Now I do more YouTube. I don't post as much in here. I only do it occasionally, but let's see.
Occasionally when I'm looking through YouTube videos, I see a comment I made a year or two or even almost 3 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought that, or I said that.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, this is it. Okay. Now, the problem is this is absolutely tiny. Let's see if we can
Oh,
make
wait,
it
1
bigger.
second.
Yeah.
Heather Brown. Hello, Hebby. Good to see you.
Oh, hey, Hebby, did you get the special invitation to join us on the weekend to star in our episode? I'm calling them episodes now, where we want Hebby to be Kathy Allen. So, Hebby, you have your debut performance. Please accept the role. Otherwise, we'll be
She's
throwing it
going to
out
do it.
to the other beautiful women in the chat. She's going to
She's
do
going to
it?
do it. I hope so.
Yeah, I think Hebby would make a great Kathy Allen because Kathy Allen's a very sweet, like from what I can gather, like that a very sweet, empathic soul, and Hebby is too. So I think she'll be a great Kathy Allen. The
Yes.
same way
And she
Shibby's
gets
a great Nick McClelland.
I'm pretty good at everything. I'm mediocre at everything I do.
Okay, right. So let's have a look at this. So this, of course, like we said, we're not saying this is full discovery, but isn't this interesting how it's labeled? Who's your harvest store photo of Alan's vehicle? Hatchback, his Ford Focus, that's his picture. And then it's this here is from the video camera. This file here is from the video camera. But notice it doesn't say video. I mean, is it the video? I don't know. It doesn't say MPEG or whatever. It doesn't have the right, but that doesn't mean anything. But the video is there, apparently. But then we've got who's your harvest store video, and we've only got photos underneath it.
Mhm.
So I think
Well,
they
wait,
may.
wait.
I'm not suggesting that they didn't have the video.
Maybe that's Baldwin saying that they said they had a video, but it's a photo of the video or something.
Who knows? I mean, who knows with these people? I don't. Yeah. I mean, also, I think the times matter here too, don't they? I think this is the 13th of the 2nd. And that to the 14th, 13th of the 2nd. I remember reading this and understanding the time, but I don't know now. Oh, that's right. It's 1400 to 1500 on the 13th of the 2nd. So if we use their time estimation, what's that? 1400 to 1500.
Well, to me it says, yeah, so that's 1400 on one day, so it's the 213 to 214. So it's from the first one and the second one, they're kind of combined.
So you know what I think they've done is they've maybe given them an hour of it rather than giving them the whole video, which again would make it hard to do these comparisons to other
Well,
cars.
to
Anyway,
me
I
that
don't know.
says no. Well, that says from the 13th to the 15th. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what that's saying to
No,
me.
so it's the 13th
That's
of the
2
second
days.
in both of them, but then the timing is
No,
1500 and that's 1400.
nope.
So it's 2 to 3 o'clock.
Fifth,
That's what I
15.
remember that now
That's
because
not.
I did look at this way back. Yeah.
But that's quite a few. That's not 1500. Oh,
It
okay,
is.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
seconds too. Sorry. Yes.
And then, yep.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway,
See
look,
how
I mean, again, this is not a gotcha. I'm not
how
suggesting that this is the only,
no.
that we can rely upon this, but it's interesting, isn't it? Photos
It would
taken
be
from
nice.
video player. Oh, here we
It's
go.
just
Photos
nice.
taken from monitor, photos taken from video player, original video file. But why is the original video file 21 photo files? What? See what I'm getting at? This one's a photo, this is the video, but the video doesn't seem to be a video, it's just all photos. And they're taken from different places, exactly what we were just saying. But why on earth are we taking photos from different places? So these are the ones I think, these here are the FBI ones, and I think these are the little Mullins, his own little monitor photos that are poor quality.
So he's not even taking screenshots. He's like taking a photo of the screen, like Mitch Westerman allegedly or admitted to doing.
I mean, look, I don't know. A monitor shot could still be how you can do a screen grab. I don't know. Yeah.
Photos taken from a monitor. So a screenshot is when you have your smartphone and you screenshot it, right? But if you take your camera and take a picture of a computer, that's not a screenshot. That's not considered, I don't believe, in my eyes. That's different. It may be a shot of a screen.
What about when you use I use a trimmer app on my on my computer to trim things? Like, is that like it's like a screenshot of the monitor? But yeah, who knows? I don't know. But they don't look like pictures of a screen. But I mean, they could be. Who knows? I don't know. If anyone knows, Actually, let's put that in the notes too, Shibby. Let's look
Okie
into
doke.
that.
I'm on it.
Look, again, this is speculation, but there's something a bit off there, if you ask me, because why on earth have we got these different sets? The FBI got all these photos. Why didn't we use one of these photos? There's 210 photos here. Why did we only use 59 photo files from this when we already had this from the actual video? It doesn't, because maybe they didn't want to use the original photos of that car. They wanted to use the pixelated version, allegedly.
Or the one that had not the original metadata, so they could kind of wait 5 years and then we have all this confusion.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to explain why I think that this, why I think that they needed this photo to be poorer quality. I do believe it's a photo of a car. And another thing that I did confirm was I got the lighting to be looked at. Again, I'm not saying I confirmed it with a digital expert. I confirmed it with AI, but the lighting and the shadows is consistent with that being in between some of the other stills of Kelsey's car and Betsy Blair. So it is around that time. The timing isn't off because I was like, is this photo from that time? But no, because remember, if you're going to try and use this photo to say it's Rick Allen, they can't go and grab a photo from 10 days later or 3 hours later and say it was him, because that would easily be seen if you looked at the video. But I think that there's plausible deniability here. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this now, because I think, we've set the scene, and let's go to this Betsy Blair document. So this tab instead. Oh, whoops. Okay. So do you want to read this, Shibby? You're the good reader. Can you read this out to everybody?
Yes. Betsy said that she had been shown the video from the Hoosier hardware store by someone from ISP. She said that it was their damn grammar and all this punctuation sucks. She said that was hard to see the vehicles on the video. She thought it might help her looking at the still pictures that could be zoomed in on. Betsy looked at the pictures and picked the vehicle that we have identified, belonging to David McCain. Betsy said that was the closest similar in style with the angles she was remembering. It's actually a bit blurry for me, but can you go up a bit because the chat's in the way?
Oh, sorry. Yes. No, sorry.
Not that far.
Oh, I can't. You know why?
It's okay. It's okay.
There.
It's okay. I asked Betsy what a lap was to her. Betsy said that she would start at the trailhead and walk to the main trail hub, walk to Monon High Bridge, back to and down Nisha's Trail, back to hub, then to Freedom Bridge to trailhead. I asked Betsy about where she saw the 3 or 4 girls that didn't see her, Voorhees, Wilbur, etc. Betsy said that she saw them near the old railroad overpass over the SR-25. They were walking towards Delphi. Sorry, a couple times, I don't know if it was my internet or what, but it kept going really blurry and I couldn't see the words.
Yeah. Okay, so the main part we're focusing on at the moment is this top paragraph, and I just had a quick look back at the chat. Oh, hey, Hooters, welcome, and anyone else I've missed, hello, welcome. Just in terms of the defense stipulating to documents, I just think the defense did. They stipulated to things because I actually think they acted in good faith. I don't think they assumed that this video had been handled the way it has. I think they were, again, juggling so many things that, on first look, well, and also, sorry, that the other key thing is the defense did not stipulate to Mullen's screenshots. The defense stipulated to the FBI verified stuff. Now, then they may not have realized these exhibits are not that. But I mean, how could you? It's a total minefield, right?
So let's think of this here. So Betsy said that she had been shown the video. So there's that. Not only are they saying that you got to trust us, they're saying it with spelling mistakes and horrible grammar and terrible punctuation. They're telling us to trust them.
Okay, but the thing that I guess the thing that I'm concerned about here more than anything else is I do believe that they did show Betsy Blair the video, and I do believe what they were trying to do was get Betsy Blair to confirm the car that she saw around the old CPS building. Now, what's interesting here is, though, remember Betsy Blair's also drawn that car. Everybody remembers that, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The boxy car. She's also talked about a
Yeah.
comet, and I've got the comet on the screen here. Let's go to it. We'll go back to this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's literally her drawing is like this. So then,
Right.
how is it? Then they've got her to look up and look at the videos to confirm what car it is. And now this really goes hand in hand with what I've said before, where I've said I think Betsy Blair saw two cars and she's amalgamated them. That might also be the reason we
Right.
don't see exactly what Betsy Blair said back in 2017. But I think Betsy Blair has put two cars together. We know that the old car was seen by Brad Heath, and he said it was not parked at the CPS. Betsy Blair says she saw the old car and it was parked at the CPS. And Teresa
Right.
Liebert, and I can't remember who else it is, there's someone else, saw a black, small looking SUV crossover back into the CPS. There are two cars.
Now,
And Betsy Blair's
right.
the only one who says she saw both.
Now
She
I'll
doesn't
add to
realize it.
that because no, she does, and I think they're playing with her words because she's quite an authority on it. Even though she got Mercury and Ford mixed up, Mercury is a Ford, so don't worry about that. She said Comet, and because it's exactly like the car her dad had in his garage all her life, she's looked at it. He's a Ford guy, so Mercury. She wouldn't mix that up with a new car. She just wouldn't. She may get Mercury
No.
Ford wrong,
And,
but
and one of my least popular videos was my timeline that was corroborated by cognitive and memory science. And what memory science will tell you is that that your memory for cars is poor. First of all, terrible memory for cars.
what?
However, it's going to, unless look, it would be different for you, Shibby. There's context here. So here's the context. If you're a big car enthusiast, your memory for cars is going to
Right,
be good. And
right,
if the
right.
car reminds you of something relevant, your memory is going to be better. And I think back at the time I said, like, I used to drive a particular type of car and my kids loved that car. And every time we saw a car like that, we would say it was there. So if I went to the park and that car was there, I'd be like, oh yeah, I saw that car. So here, that's exactly right. The context matters. Betsy Blair remembered the car.
Right.
And so did
I got
Brad
an
Heath. The rest of them
I
gave these kind of blurry ideas.
I have a perfect example because in the 70s, I was born in 73, and my old man had a brown Dodge Diplomat, 1978 Dodge Diplomat, and we had that to almost the early 90s. And my brother used it, and I used it, and we had it as kids. We were on vacations, and if I were to see one of those, I mean, I could point it out with certainty, like.
Yeah. And I mean, look, if you saw a car like this parked on the street
Mhm.
as well, I mean, even if this wasn't
Right,
relevant to you, this is much more unusual, in 2017
right.
than this.
Plus, if your dad had one his whole life in the garage or whatever she
Exactly.
said.
And that's backed up by what research on memory would tell us. But anyway, does anyone know? And I've skipped past a few slides. You may have guessed now. Does anyone know what car McCain drove? Just
It's
give the chat a
probably a
few
small
minutes.
black car.
It is a small black car. Yeah. Anyone know the type of car? I'm trying to
Let me get, is it a
confirm the
Subaru?
exact model. No, it's not a Subaru.
Mazda?
No, no,
Honda?
it's a Honda.
Ford?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
Honda.
Honda.
It is a Honda Civic.
Oh,
Now, I'm not saying it's this one. Oh, early 200s, no 2000s. That's a typo. I'm not saying it's this one, but he does. He drives a dark Honda Civic hatchback. Now, we hear some of the other witnesses say that they saw that car at the Mears. I found that detail from All Eyes. I think it's All Eyes timeline on the GitHub, and that car. She says he drives a dark Honda Civic. So what I did was I then went and looked at Honda Civics, right? And I thought, okay, well, this was 2017. This is an older man, and knowing my mum is an older woman, and they usually keep their cars for a bit longer. So what model would we expect he might have been driving? So I looked at all the models of hatchback between the years of around 2000 and 2017 and came across this, which is actually early 2000s. They didn't drive Honda Civics in the 200s. And this here is the EP3 edition. Now, again, cars are not my forte, Shibby, but look at this car. Looks pretty similar, doesn't it?
right. Except for it has that velour thing on the back. So that kind
Yeah,
of
that's
stands out.
the only thing. See, the Ford has it
Although,
too.
but it's tinier, yeah. but it would be, yeah, it's more prevalent on the Honda.
But look also, because this is a better angle, that's why I put two pictures here. It doesn't jut out that much because
Mm,
when it's at an
no,
angle, and if we look at the Hoosier
right.
Harvester one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
definitely.
So this here, again, Yellow Jacket did something similar to this. She also did this and compared this here, this tail light, to Rick Allen's car. Look at his tail light. It goes in
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Goes on this
like
halfway
this,
down the side of the body.
right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
of course, this is a blurry photo. I'm not at all going to say to you guys, well, for 100% sure I've identified that. But to me, that is more consistent with that tail light than that, oh, sorry, that tail light than it is with that tail light.
Do we say hi to Amanda? Amanda snuck in. Hello, Amanda.
I did say hi to her in the chat because you were talking, so I
Oops,
didn't say hello.
sorry.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so good to so good to see all of you guys. Now look, because I can see who this is asking about McCain getting on the trail. Look, please don't anyone think that I'm suggesting McCain is bridge guy. I'm not. I do not think that McCain is bridge guy. I don't think he's involved in this case. I do believe he was parked at the Mears lot later. My suggestion, though, is if you also look at McCain's address as well, like he could easily have been driving down that way. That would also be the way to the cemetery. And I've heard again, look, these are speculations, but I've heard some people say that was it his brother was in the cemetery that day at some point too? So, I mean, this is just a
I never heard that.
hypothesis, all speculation. But is it possible that he drove past there, not at that point to go to the trails, but to go, to go down and drop someone, like drop his brother at the cemetery, or to go to the cemetery, or something like that? I think, is there an innocent explanation? Hence, why this car was never a problem for law enforcement, because they knew who it was. It was an identified witness, and they knew, and they'd corroborated his story. And therefore, his car, like Sarah Carbar's, Kelsey German, and anyone else, we've never seen the Shelbys and the other later people's cars on the Hoosier Harvester either. They didn't put those exhibits to trial, which is weird, isn't it? Because they would have helped to firm up timelines. And yet instead we've all had to speculate on who arrived at 2:30, who arrived at whatever time. All of those cars that parked at Mears, at least some of them would have gone past the Hoosier Harvester camera. And yet nobody's ever shown that. Derek German, now, why have they not shown them? They could say, oh, well, they're not relevant. It doesn't matter. They're the later timeline. Well, no, it would have helped firm up the timeline. My speculation here is they didn't show them because they don't want to show Dave McCain's real car, because then people might go, oh, isn't that the same one?
Right. Yeah. Why can't we see it and let us decide? Like, where's it all? Where's it all? Don't just show us what you think we want to see.
What I love about the Hoosier Harvester footage is that this is in discovery. And so there is no reason that if the defense still has discovery, which I assume are they allowed to keep discovery after the case?
I don't know.
Anyway, let me have a quick let's just have a quick look at the Honda Civic compared to this picture. And I didn't do a side by side. So yeah, we'll do another episode of this particular season of the Hoosier Harvester Mirage, and we'll put the side by sides. Today is just floating it all out there. We'll organize it and we'll come back with the answers to some of those questions, Shibby, in a few days maybe. But let's just look through. This is the features of a Honda Civic EP3. High upright rear glass. That's pretty high and upright. It says, and that is high, isn't it? That's where the glass starts. You can see. Yeah, because that's enough. Is that the number plate? Or no, I don't know. Now I'm getting confused.
Can you zoom this more or no? Oh.
Yeah. So the number plate would be here. So that there. Yeah, you can, but I mean it's just no, actually I can't because this is on the
okay. It's okay.
thing.
Sorry.
But look, so that's the number plate. So yeah, it's high rear glass, fairly upright, short hatch overhang. So that's there, which we might not be able to see. That's why this is a blurry image, isn't it?
First of all, I don't think that is the number plate, the one you're talking. I think it's the other tail light, a reflection, because it's way far to the left. The number plate would be more in the middle and probably lower.
Yeah, but the tail light height, the spoiler jut. What's the spoiler jut? Shibby, I don't know what spoiler jut is.
It's going to be that little louver thing.
Oh, that's that. So then what's short hatch overhang? That there?
Oh, say that again. Yeah, because that's probably with the louver thing. the short hatch overhang.
So this is what the EP3 has. First of all, let's go back to the EP3. So it has high upright rear glass. Yep, that's there. That's the Ford Focus. Oh, it's hard to tell. I have to get another photo of the Ford Focus. But yeah, high upright rear glass, short hatch overhang. I feel like that could be that or that there. Maybe it's that because that's the hatchback,
Short
isn't it?
hatch overhang.
Maybe that's the hatch there. That's the overhang.
I don't know. No,
Okay.
that's more of a
We'll
skirt package. When it's
Spoiler
lower like that,
jut.
it's a skirt.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Spoiler jut, compact shape, tail light height. Okay. Now let's look at the Ford Focus. Let's see if I can pull up another photo of Rick Allen's car, and I'll leave it for now. But longer tail. So this is longer. Does that look longer than that? Looks similar. More sloped rear window. Sloped. Yeah. No, I wouldn't agree with that. I think that's similar. Vertical lampshade.
Actually, the Focus has more of a rounded rear window to me. If you look at it,
yeah, it does, doesn't it? You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's hard.
And it has an extra. Well, it has an extra window. It has a third window. The Focus. The Honda only has 2 windows.
Oh yeah,
the Focus has a third window.
We can't really tell the windows though.
Yeah, that's why they don't want us to see the video, because we'd probably see that it doesn't have a third window or something.
Exactly. There'd be a lot more clarity because we see Kelsey German and Sarah Carbar's car very clearly.
Maybe that's why they distracted us with the look at the rims, the light going through the rims, and don't pay attention to it's not a Ford Focus.
You start to wonder, don't you? You start to wonder, I'm sorry, but like there's too many times where you go, this is here, I'm just going back to the official image. This just doesn't add up, does it? I mean, you can't really see anything in this because it's so blurry. How are you supposed to know? I'm just bringing up another one. It's so, I mean, these photos, it's so shocking. How on earth can you see that car?
Like, this is pretty clear. Why can't we zoom in on this? Can't you use your computer zoom? Because that looks pretty clear here. Is this the same where they got the photo
I'm zooming as much as like.
No, but use you know how you have a zoom function on your computer?
Oh.
The magnifying glass.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I can do that. Is that in task manager? Oh, no, it's in the settings or something?
Accessibility or something. Because it's
maybe
usually
you'll
to help people with well, I'll do it another day, but this looks pretty clear here. If we could zoom them, you know, or I can do it on my smartphone. I could like triple tap my fingers, you know, and I could take a screenshot and send it to you.
Yeah, do that.
I'll do it on my iPhone.
So, look, I think we probably have to. Oh, look, who this is giving us some info about the what it means. So, a bodywork extends minimally past the rear wheels, short hatch. Yeah, okay. So that's what. Yeah. Is Gretchen here? Oh no, Hebby's saying where's Gretchen? Yeah, Hebby's saying distraction. So Scott's saying that Kelsey's and Carbar's have the same filter, but again, why? This is my question. Like, I'm not suggesting again, like that they have made up a car completely. I think this is a real car, but why have they put a filter on the images of this car that they haven't needed to put on Kelsey's, or they have put a filter on Kelsey's and not on this car? It just doesn't make sense. So it's reasonable to assume that that this car could be a Honda Civic, and that if that is a Honda Civic, that could just be Dave McCain driving around that day. I mean, he likes to work with the parks. You know, I've heard something about the cemetery at some point. Again, it's hard to know sometimes whether that's just rumor or truth, but it's quite possible. And that to me would explain why this car doesn't matter so much. But interestingly as well, they did spend a lot of time talking to Dave McCain in the early days. Now, I wasn't, you know, in the Delphi sphere back then, but he's flannel shirt guy, right? FSG.
Yes, he's FSG, definitely flannel shirt guy.
Yeah. Oh, hey, is that Pie Crust? I'm guessing that's Pie Crust.
Yep, Miss Pie. Hi, Pie.
So FSG, from my understanding, Dave McCain, and he does say that when he testifies for the defense, because interestingly, again, here, isn't this so interesting that the prosecution, the state, didn't want Dave McCain as a witness. They didn't need him because he's not convenient, is he? And I think that Dave McCain does say in his testimony that they spoke to him a number of times. So he was, hey, Criminal Network, good to see you.
Yeah. Hi, CN. Hi.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Criminal Network around for a while, and then recently saw them around. And Criminal Network makes some funny jokes.
Yeah, and also, why would you want Dave McCain? He only was there that day. He only parked nearby. He only had a camera with a memory card in it, and maybe even a disposable camera taking photos.
Yeah,
Why would we
yeah,
want him?
yeah. So they spoke to him, but yeah, they didn't need him to be a witness, even though he's one of the first people on the bridge after the abduction. So interesting, that isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot to think about. Maybe we will. Let's go back to the Canva pictures, and then we'll just
Uh,
have a discussion for
do
a bit
whatever
till
you,
we finish up.
yeah, do whatever you want. I'm fascinated. I love this.
I feel like we need to do some better slides. But yeah,
I won't send you that screenshot because once I triple zoom it on my iPhone, it is kind of blurry. So it's going to be the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. So I
No.
think look, what we'll do is we'll work on it, Shibby, together. If you can see if you can work on making the picture better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll work on the slides and putting them side by side, and we'll come back with this. I'm not suggesting that we're saying slam dunk, this is definitely Dave
No.
McCain's car. But what I'm saying is, how can we be so then slam dunk, this is Richard Allen's car?
I don't think we're saying anything, but we're talking and coming up with. I've thought of two new things that I haven't thought of since the beginning of this trial. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I love talking about it because I've always come up with something new each time.
I mean, all I can say is these two cars look very similar. There's not a
Sure.
huge difference between
But
them other than the
you
tail lights.
see
It's a
that
weird thing.
well, that third window, I guarantee you, if we saw a video, because if you can see light coming through those rims, you can see light
Yeah,
coming through windows. And if on a right angle, if we had the video of a screenshot of him a bit more to the left, we'd probably see that third window not being there, or if it was there. And that would be
yeah.
another great way to
So hard
tell,
to tell. Because I
you
know
know?
there's a little glimmer there, but that doesn't mean a window. That just means like,
Well,
this is
it
reflecting. This is a
means
terribly
it means
pixelated
there's
picture.
yeah, but we need to see that has a third window, not just a window,
So
like a
interesting,
separate
right?
one. Yeah, it would
No,
probably
good
show up.
point.
I
I
bet you.
hadn't thought about that third window because that's a real defining feature, isn't it?
Yeah, very defining. See, I've done this in murder cases. I remember one where they had video of this guy's car, but he had this his front right hubcap had a crack missing, and it was very easy to
Yeah,
see. And they when they went to his house, that was there. So if there's something, if we had a better photo, we'd be able to see stuff like that to be able to determine with specificity. Maybe we couldn't tell if it was Richard Allen's car, but if it didn't have that third window, we could sure as hell rule it out.
exactly.
But again,
Just checking the chat, Shibby, for me. I'm just going to try and do it with the Canva slides. I'm just going to see if I can do a comparison of the
mhm,
cars. So I'm just going to see if I can make a new slide. So just give me a sec.
okay, yeah, do whatever. I love this. So
It's
CN, how's
interesting,
it
isn't
going?
it?
Yeah, I love doing this because I mean, literally, I've learned three things today. Not learned, I've just you stumble upon them by just talking.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Exactly,
philosophy of
exactly.
brainstorming.
Like, yeah, the third window was something I hadn't thought of until you mentioned it. So this is why it's so good to come together. And
Mhm.
even though we may not agree on everything, yeah,
Has nothing to do with agreeing. It has to do with, you know, coming up with like brainstorming and bouncing ideas off each other and coming up with stuff.
yeah. So I'm making a nice, convincing side by side. But yeah, just check what the chat's saying and if anybody's got any particular thoughts as well.
Well, Hebby's in a good mood. She's dropping heart emojis like crazy. So Hebby,
Oh, we
way to
love
go.
Debbie. Has she
Hebby,
signed on for the role yet, though? That's what I'm
that's what
asking. Is she?
I'll twist her arm right now. Heather
Okay, you
Brown,
do that.
you need to get yourself when we have Dee Dee's show next, you're gonna call in Dee Dee's show and you're gonna practice and get good at the microphone and StreamYard stuff. And so when Amy needs you to play a part, you're coming on. You have to.
Yeah, there's just no choice here. We don't take
Mhm.
no for an answer, right?
Yeah, and when Amy gave you that wrench, I don't know if you remember, but you clicked it accept. You may not have read the whole thing, but at the very bottom it said you must make at least 10 appearances on this
It's in
show.
your contract. And if you go
Yep.
back on that heavy, there will be legal consequences. I will be getting Nick McClelland to
And yeah, and she promises the brown M&Ms that you requested heavy. The brown M&Ms in your room, in your green, and your what's that room? The dressing room.
Does she like brown M&Ms, does she?
Yeah, that's like Van Halen. Remember that? Or one of the rock bands used to request that to see if they were actually paying attention to what they were asking for. So they said they want a bowl of M&Ms in their dressing room, and they want all the brown M&Ms removed to see if they were actually serious about, you know.
I was just like, M&Ms, do they taste different if they're brown?
No, it was just the fact that they were requesting that in their contract. They said, we
Yeah.
want a bowl of M&Ms, and we want you to remove the brown ones to see if they were actually, you know, worth it,
Yeah, so
willing
they
to
were
do what they
messing with
said.
them. Interesting. Okay.
Now, I
Just
see
give me
Peggy's
a
name
second.
in
I'm just
chat.
finding another picture of the Ford. Is anyone talking in chat, or are they're all
Well,
like not interested?
no, I see Heather wrote Peggy, but there's no, I don't see Peggy unless,
Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times where I don't see the person that everyone's talking about coming in yet. So, yeah.
I believe it was Van Halen that asked for the bowl of M&Ms without brown M&Ms.
Hmm. Has anyone got any thoughts or questions?
Heather, why are you typing Peggy?
Be
Peggy's not
interesting to
here.
see what Peggy thinks as well about this stuff because she's good at sleuthing as well. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just getting another picture of Rick's car so that we can compare them. So give me a couple more
Yeah, 1 second. Hebby, I did another live stream last night. You're going to need to go watch because I did it this time where I talked and I put myself up on stage. So I talked and it's almost 3 or 4 or 5 hours. TJ came on and saved me. I was about to jump off a tall building and TJ saved me. And then Peggy came on and saved me. And then I got into the documents and started having fun and sharing my screen and talked for 3 or 4 hours. And you can hear my voice instead of just an occasional sound effects. So I made the first live, I made it private, and the last live is a whole new one. So when you guys are bored later tonight, go back and watch my latest live, and it's amazing. You'll be entertained for hours.
Yeah, you will. Okay, nearly there, guys. And Kai's getting in the way with his big bushy tail. He's not letting me actually do this. Sabotaging again, Kai.
Now,
I literally wait. I'm going to put my
sec.
camera on so you can see him, and his tail just keeps going across the screen. And everyone sees his tail. This is why I can't work.
I see it. Yeah. Oh, I see the hair. Yes.
Like he literally, it was covered in tail. Excuse me, mister. I'm actually trying to research right now, so just leave me alone.
Yep. Now, Elizabeth says she sees a Peggy in chat. I see a Peggy in chat. Are you kidding,
Peggy's
Elizabeth?
not gone to the other side, you know. No, we haven't got the other side today.
No, we don't have that. You only did the one, right?
Yeah, I only did the one.
Okay,
we're nearly there. My goodness, I'm getting distracted by Kai. What's happening here? Okay. Is everyone quiet, or are you just not telling me what people are saying?
No, they're all just kind of saying hi, and everything's great.
Okay. Why is sorry? It's just not letting me upload this picture. It's so annoying. Oh, actually, it is. It just hasn't put it on the screen. Okay, give me 1 sec. Flip. Horizontal.
Elizabeth wants me to post my link, so I will do that again. I can post just for my channel. It's my latest live. There's not many to choose from. There's only 3 or so. But I also have playlists of all my appearances. I have a playlist of all my, I've done 18 live appearances now in the last month or 2, and I have them all from all 4 different channels, yours, Peggy's, Charles, and Dee Dee's, and even on Prof too. I went on his Twitch, but I don't have that yet. But also, then I have individual playlists of just my appearances on Peggy's, my appearances on your channel, my appearances on Dee Dee and with Charles, and then I uploaded those videos of yours onto my channel, so I have them all in a playlist on my channel too. So
There she is. She's there.
okay, so where's she?
I just saw her,
Wait,
but I wasn't looking before. But yeah, I can see her now.
whoa, she's not there
Oh
though.
yeah, no, I can definitely see her in the chat now. I was scrolling back. Hey
And
Peggy.
scrolling back, did she come in and we missed her? Stop it! I'm going way back.
Now, oh, wait a minute. I've
No,
updated these slides. I've just got to see if I can get them to update. I'm going to stop
you
sharing for
guys
a
are playing
second.
with me.
Oh, Kai, sit down, Kai. My goodness. It's being a nuisance, everybody. Okay. We're about to see the side by side. Let's see. We're getting there. I really think that StreamYard needs to actually allow us to put two things on the screen at the same time. Like just being able to do one window isn't that helpful. Here we go. There you go, guys. So there's I'll get rid of the chat for just a second so that it's not in the way of it. Have a
You
look
can get
there.
rid of our pictures too, right? Make it just a square, not our pictures.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay, everybody, have a look and see what you think. It's hard to tell. I mean, they're all obviously they're the wrong angle in this one. But I mean, there's
Like
enough similarity, isn't there?
I think the one in the middle looks almost too the wheelbase from wheel to wheel looks longer than a Ford Focus. Almost like it's a Subaru or something else.
I'm looking at the Honda versus the Ford, and I'm just seeing like what are the main differentiating factors. The front of the Ford is lower and sort of longer. So again, it's hard to see this, but that doesn't look that long there. I mean, again, we're speculating here, but
That's a good because the photo, the one in the middle, looks the front of it has more of a curve down on the front right quarter panel. Whereas if you look at a Ford Focus, it almost if you go back to that other photo, it it goes straight. The hood is straight versus the Honda is kind of curved, like a rounded curve down.
I need a better I'm still looking for a better angle of the Ford that's more matching. Like these two are pretty similar match, and this obviously is a different. But again, I mean, you can see this slopes a lot more, doesn't it? Whereas this is a lot more upright. But I'm going to see if I can find a better photo of a Ford from that angle. So
I don't think I think I don't think it's either a Ford or a Subaru.
really,
A Ford or a Honda. I think it could be more Subaru because when I look at that middle photo,
then
I
who
feel
is it
Subaru.
then?
Well, whoever has the Subaru.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Not just, I mean, could
I'm
be
not
anyone.
averse to that, but yeah, it's just it could be anyone. It doesn't have to be that it's that. I think, at least it would look, whoever it is, I feel like they've cleared them, and that's why they're not worried. They weren't worried about that car, and they weren't even worried. They didn't even mention it when they talked about the car at the CPS. They literally said the car at the CPS. They didn't say, "Oh, the car it drove past the Hoosier Harbour store and then was seen at the CPS." So
Yeah, you know
it's
that
very weird.
that Ford Focus, that rear taillight really does wrap around and go right up the side of the car.
Yep. Yep. I've got
If
another
only
view of.
there were, hey, if only there were a video for us to see.
Yeah, I know. Shame about that, isn't it? I'm just
Well,
I'm trying to
hopefully,
find one more.
hopefully Ellie has learned their lesson now because obviously in 2017 they didn't have the resources and wherewithal and know-it-all to collect a video. So they've learned their lesson now. So this can't happen again.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if we also look at some of the statements, which we will do, of law enforcement around this, I think it's Holman particularly, you can just feel like there's these layers that they're producing between themselves and who did these images. I think it's something Holman says, and I'll dig it up for the next slide. Scott, the picture in the middle is the picture of the zoomed in car that they used as an exhibit, I'm pretty sure. Or did I think it is. Let me just double check though. I'm happy to go back and get the original.
No, that's it. Yellow Jacket wouldn't have done that with a. Yeah, she did that to the.
No, that's not Yellow Jacket though. That's me that's done this. That's not Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket did her own version of this.
Well, whatever. That's the. Yeah, that's the.
Oh no. Okay. No. So this is ChatGPT has done this on, but I'm happy to show you the real image. It doesn't look much different, the real image to that, but that's fine. I'll pull it up for the sake of clarity. Oh my goodness, I got too many windows open now. But yeah, it was taken. Yeah, like it's. I'm not going to say it's the exact exhibit. It isn't. It's ChatGPT putting an overlay for me because my eyes could not see that myself. So.
I'm still getting over the Peggy controversy because I see also Miss Pie sees Peggy, and then Elizabeth says, "Oh, I'm not kidding. I see you, Peggy. I'm going way back, and I do not see Peggy, and I'm even on my other super secret alt account. So something's up."
There you go. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to try and get that zoomed in version of the car so that we can show that rather than my my one that I've got here. So I'm just gonna trim it and put it into the slides instead of the one that I've done, and then we can make sure we're comparing it to the actual exhibit. So just
Lola,
updating
the controversy grows. Lola says she sees Peggy. This is weird.
Everybody but you seeing Peggy. That's weird. Peggy's blocked
I'm on
you.
live chat. Yeah, damn you, Peggy. Unblock me now. I insist.
She's even blocked your secret account that she probably doesn't know the name. Oh, maybe she does. You've told Peggy that, so now she's used to.
No. I told her about the second account that I use. That is my secret account, and then I use the third one as my real secret account, and that's a secret because I haven't told anybody except you because you made it a moderator.
There you go. See, I know that. Yeah. Okay, wait a sec, guys. I'm just trimming it again. Actually, the ChatGPT version is less clear, so it is actually more of a problem. Not because not for the case that we're making, but it's just not as clear for us to compare to. So I'll get the clearer one.
I see Peggy only on StreamYard. Why only on StreamYard?
Yeah, that's weird.
I see her in StreamYard because she's saying I'm trolling her.
Okay.
But I don't see her on YouTube.
All right, so I've got to update the slides again, and then I will pop them back here for you guys to see the real exhibit compared.
I will switch to another account. I have 103 subs now.
Yay!
Wow. Oh my gosh.
All right, so we're going to stop sharing. I'm going to update it again.
Peggy's got me blocked. Damn you, Peggy. Oh.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I know we're not talking as much at the moment, but we'll get back to it. Just giving you a bit of calm. Okay. Okay, here we go. So now that's the actual true exhibit.
Oh, I see her on my Sweet Dude Shibby account, but my other two, I don't.
Okay, back to this now, everybody. Back to this.
Yes, I'm ready. Yep, let's go.
So, okay, that version, yes, it is more blurred again. That's fine, but that was just helping me to determine this stuff, so that we can use that for comparison. It's located the tail light, but you still can't see a tail light going in here, can you?
No, but also that front end, like on the bottom photo, it goes straight out. The nose part looks like it goes straight, and on the one in the middle looks more like the Honda shape, how it over the front right tire, how it goes out to the headlight and kind of curves down.
Yeah. So here again, just the other angle as well. It's so hard to tell. Look, let's be honest, it's hard to tell because look how blurry it is there when the light's hitting. How on earth can we see if there's something there or not? Like that's
You
that.
know,
And this is interesting, isn't it? Because remember, they've picked one shot to
I was just going to say that.
make
I was
bigger.
just going to say that. Why don't we have screenshots of the whole video, like 20 screenshots, starting from the left where the car enters, screenshot, 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 screenshots. You know, if that's the, and I mean, why just this one?
Well, this is the one they've blown up. We have 9 of the photos, but the rest are just terrible because they're not even blown up at all. But this is what we'll
Is
work
there
on.
any? Is there any where the car is farther left when it first enters the screen?
Yes, yes. There's a whole string there at 1 second intervals.
Where? Where are they?
They're exhibits. I'll pop them on some of them on the screen. Here's one. Well, that's the one that's further down, but there
No,
are a
I
whole
want
lot.
left. I want left. I want it when it
Okay,
comes
wait a second.
right. The first one that comes into screen.
Okay, I have to
That'll
go
help
back to
to
the
see.
exhibits. Give me a second. Oh, actually, is this
Oh,
one?
I'm in no hurry. I'm in no hurry.
Here we go. This one is the first one where it comes into the screen. Let's zoom in. There.
Ooh, not maybe. Well, yeah, that's okay. Maybe the second one because it's kind of behind a car. But that's good. Yeah, I love that.
Let's pull it up.
Wow.
There, those two.
Okay. No. Is there a second
Okay,
one?
the second one would be 2, 3, 4. Here it is. Share this.
Oh, okay, there. That's what I want. Yeah, get a screen on that because let's look for that third window because when it's on an angle like that, if there's light behind it, we should.
You can't see anything though.
Well, we'll have a better chance on this angle because that third window, if it on the other angle, it's going to be covered by like the seat and the driver's head. But that I would go back to. I like the second one. I want to see.
You like the second one? I hate the second one. It's like I can't even see anything.
No. Only because. Well, now you see how they stopped it right there in front of that tree. There, I don't want to get, but that would show right there. If they just did it a little bit earlier, that would show that third window. But with a big dark tree in the background, you're not going to see that third window.
Look, for me, I don't believe things that like are ridiculously conspiratorial. But to be honest, we know that there are a lot more pictures that they could have from this. In fact, we saw that on the Discovery map, that there's, I think, many more screen grabs. They have deliberately picked ones at 1 second intervals, but which one? Is it 1 second and 20 milliseconds or not? They've picked ones that they like to zoom. Because why didn't they zoom in on this one? But no, instead they zoom on one where it's further away.
Give me the video because the first screenshot, you can't see if there's a third window. And the second screenshot, you can't see if there's a third window. And then all the rest of them, you're not going to be able to on the angle. So where's the screenshot? Where's the video? So I can take a screenshot when and see.
I'm just showing you so this is the one straight after the one you like. That's 235. And then this is 236. Which I think is the one that they've blown up. Why did they blow up the one that's further away? Wouldn't the one around this area be the best one to blow up? That's the closest to the camera.
Check number 3. That might be our best chance to see that third window. If it's because I mean the one before this, number 3. Because this is the one they did, right? I think number 3 will be our.
What, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Zoom in on that. Because
that's as zoomed as I can get. That's 400 zoom on this, but yeah.
You can't. Oh, okay.
Oh, I can stay there. I can clip it and zoom it. Wait, let's do that.
I'll take a screenshot and.
Yeah, I'm taking a screenshot and then I'll open it as an image file.
And on iPhone, I switch it to the highest quality when I take a screenshot too.
Yeah.
So, and then I could triple zoom.
Well, I'll also put a screenshot on the screen. I mean, I know that this feels a bit painstaking, but I hope people are finding it interesting.
Stop. I love this. This is fun. And if people don't like it, they can just
they can just like you're doing a Doug Carter there.
They could just go leave and come back when they like something in the nice terms.
There we
go. Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it saying I need to use the Google folder he sent me? Sorry, I haven't looked at it. I'm sorry. You're right. Okay, I will do that. I'll log into that. You know what? I'm going to get rid of all of these screenshots. I've got way too many things up. So give me a second. Got rid of all of those. And I'll go to the folder.
Don't you keep apologizing because I I love this kind of stuff. So
Well, I mean, we've got a fair amount of people in the chat, but
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
if you
hey,
don't like
USA
it, get
Libertarian,
lost.
good to
I'm just
see
kidding.
you.
I'm just kidding.
Um, while we're searching for this, just a reminder for everyone to watch yesterday's or 12 hours ago live. It was a fun one. We had some fun. I was dying of coughing, and but we also had some fun learning about electromagnetic. I'm still forgetting what it is.
Yeah,
EMF,
the
EMSM.
electromagnetic frequency PMS syndrome. It has to
Which
do with it.
I'm honestly seriously going to record my mum today. I'll do it even covertly if she's not going to agree to it. And I'm going to show her that article on the screen and say,
Mhm.
Mum, can you tell me what EMF, PMS, something stretch is? And can you
Mhm.
tell me if it's related to the cold shock theory? So watch this space because this is I think it'll be a very funny video to hear my mum talk about. But I'm not going to, look, my mum isn't filtered like I am, so she may
Oh,
say some things that are not in my
Scott.
tone.
Scott ruined it. He had to put the actual extra M on there. Scott, you're ruining it. Get rid of that extra M. It looks so much better.
I loved it when Dee Dee came back in and she's like, PMS, yeah, I know about that.
Right.
It
Yes.
was so
Scott's
funny.
ruining it.
It was very funny. And I mean, I think it was just I mean, the phone stuff is technical as it is, but once we opened some of those links that were the debunking links of the cold shock theory, we were like, what on earth? I've never read anything like that. Bee trees. I remember bee trees. I'm like, what are bee trees? So if anyone knows and wants to come and give us a lesson, by all means do. And I think my research is saying it's not related to lithium ion batteries and the cold shock theory. But, again, I'm willing to be educated if I'm wrong on that.
We have a USA libertarian showing up. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, here we go. I've got Scott's folder that he's enhanced the suspect car. Sorry, Scott, we should have been listening to you a bit earlier. He's literally done this, so I'm going to open them up and then I'll see if I can put them on the screen. Oh, actually, I
Do
can
we
put them
have
on
to
the
listen
screen.
to Scott? Damn.
Sorry.
Do we
Yeah,
have to
this time.
listen to Scott?
No, I know. I've
Okay.
been arguing with Scott a bit more today. Usually, Scott's on our team, but today he is more on the side of guilt. So we are not always in agreement, but that's okay. We're open minded at this space. So this is. Oh no, I just said I've not added it. Here we go. Here is what? Oh goodness, remove that. Now there's nothing on the
You know what?
screen.
Hebby, I think we're going to have to talk with Dino because Scott is really warming his stuff into he's, digging a little hole right into my heart here. And I might have to replace Dino with Scott.
Here you go, Shibby. This is Scott's image.
Oh, great.
This is what Scott looks
Yeah.
like. He looks like an enhanced suspect vehicle.
Scott, pretty good. That looks good.
That does look good. We can't see that window. Can you see that window?
Damn.
And that tail light extending?
So that one photo of Richard, was that his car, the one? Or does he have tinted windows or what?
That
one,
photo
remember?
was actually Rick's car.
So he doesn't have tinted windows. So why does this car look like I have tinted windows?
I mean, who knows? That could be just a weird lighting.
Well, no.
So I'm just going through all of these.
If we can see light through the rims, I think we'd see through these windows pretty easy if they weren't tinted. His windows aren't tinted.
So that's Rick Allen's actual car.
Yeah.
And
that's
these
tinted.
are
Unless Scott did this.
Scott's put his own filters on it.
That's a good one. Keep it there. Keep it there. I like this one.
I'll leave that one up.
Yeah, zoom this on a bit.
Oh, Adrienne's here. Hi, lovely Adrienne. Always good to see you.
Hi,
And
Adrienne.
I am Kel. Good to see you. Adrienne, she is somebody who's good at doing research. Adrienne, do you know what EMS, EMF, PM, oh God.
PMS?
Oh dear. I think I've actually still got that on a screen to share for people as well. So if you guys want to read it, because it's just so funny.
It has to do with the effect of magnets and ovaries on your ovaries.
Oh, sorry,
believe.
I'm saying get off to Kai because he's like literally going all over the screen.
So zoom this photo in, or can you?
I can't
This is
zoom
a good
in
one.
any further, can I?
I don't know. Can't you make this bigger?
Okay, but I just need to share this tab for a minute.
Oh, okay. And it's the Maxwell stress tensor too, which I thought sounded like a knee brace or something for your Achilles tendons.
So, guys, does anybody know what this is? We were laughing about it yesterday. It's just like oh, whoops. Yeah, so we can't even read it because it needs a subscription. So if anyone has a subscription to IEE transactions on magnetics, please let us know. This, Adrian, this isn't one of the links that
another.
This is one of the links. Sorry, I had something going on. This is
critiquing.
This is the critique of the cold shock theory. Okay, sorry. Okay, look. No. mean, if anybody knows how, no. So, Adrian's saying, no, guys, I'm not a science bro. But no, but this is literally. So yeah, TJ's saying electromagnetic field. This is literally one of the links that was shared to debunk the cold shock lithium ion theory. That's why I'm trying to literally understand it, because if it does, then I want to know. So we're gonna ask Nana G when she gets home. She's at work now, but she is a biochemistry major and a know-it-all like her daughter. So we'll ask her how this relates to lithium-ion batteries, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so sorry, I digress. Let's go back to this. I have to share that because it just makes, I just find it this whole like title of it just so funny. I don't know why. I just love it. I'm going to go study magnetics now.
Definitely. So this is a good one because I know when you switched to this photo, this filter, it kind of popped. It made the lines pop for me.
There you go.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh! Look.
Do that again. More.
Look at this.
Can you go farther?
I can't see the window going out there. It looks like that's the end of the window, doesn't it?
Zoom in more.
This is as much as I can zoom.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, there is no third window there, is there?
If there isn't, this is not good. I mean, good.
It is good. Okay, I'm gonna put that now into my canvas. So you guys keep looking at it. We're gonna go all day just looking at this picture of a car.
Make the same thing you did before.
We are spending more time looking at this car than Mullins did, probably.
Right. Yeah, because they don't want us looking at it this long. They want to just get this over. They don't want.
Gosh, how I wish we could get Andy Baldwin to come on here and look at this stuff with us. I know he's a busy man, but gosh, Andy, if you ever see us, please come and support our lowly channel. And I connected with Andy on LinkedIn, so Andy's my friend, right?
I'd like to say we have a Celt. I am Celt has showed up, so hi, Celt.
Yes, I said hi already, so like I'm ahead of you. But
sorry, okay. I missed it.
I'm always ahead of the
put this one.
I mean, I'm in the future.
Put this one in the middle.
Okay, I'm going to do that. So I'm getting rid of, let's get rid of the other one and let's put this one in the middle and let's compare again. This is exciting.
There's a greater responsibility for you, Amy, because you're 15 hours ahead of me. You're 16 hours ahead of Hebby. You're 17 hours ahead of Dave in Mountain Time. And you're 18 hours ahead of Dee Dee. So there's a great responsibility.
This is why I'm a know-it-all. When you're in the future, you do know it all.
Right.
Except electromagnetic fields. I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, if you learn about something beforehand, you could change our lives forever.
So, I mean, maybe like with electromagnetic field, debunk this too, maybe. I don't know.
It'd be like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. I'll start disappearing. My hands will start disappearing because you're going to change the future. The past.
I know, right?
I'm confused now. Yeah, I'm confusing myself.
Okay. Right. We got the side-by-side coming up. Watch this space. So thanks, Scott, for this. This is This is definitely helpful.
Yeah. I'm getting rid of Dino. Scott's in there now for sure.
Well, no. We don't get rid of Dino just yet. Scott needs to change his percentage before we keep him in here.
What is that called when you put someone on like a warning? A notice. I'm giving Dino a notice. A notice.
Yeah, but Dino thinks Rick Allen's innocent, doesn't he?
I don't care.
So he gets bonus points for that. Sorry,
it's more of a, for me, it's a bromance type of thing. I need a new.
I can definitely tell that you guys have a bromance now. You and Scott. I hear that.
I mean,
just like me and Dee Dee have a what's the other girl romance?
I'm not sure.
I always stick up for Dee Dee against you, Mr. Shibby. Here we go. There you go now. You got your comparison. What are you thinking?
Can you see the third okay, so let's just look at this. Wow.
No, it's way more consistent with the Civic window, I think.
Yeah, and it also has the little wing thing looks so much bigger than Richard Allen's. The Ford Focus has a small that top little wing louver thing. It looks big in there. So I'm thinking Honda too.
This
even that
this is
the front headlight. Who was saying to look at the front headlight? Because it also is on the front, on the middle one. It's on the Ford Focus. It's long and skinny.
Whereas this again is a short one. Exactly. Look,
and it's curved down. It looks like a triangle versus,
and it's much bulkier at the front than this car. So you saw it first here, guys. I know we are not digital forensic experts. However, no, we are. We've just got the digital forensic expert is back. Here we go. What do you think, Kai? Tell us. What do your digital forensic eyes say? That's definitely definitely a Honda Civic. It is. I'm telling you guys. Okay. Thanks, bro. Will you testify?
Will
you testify at Rick Allen's trial? He said, yes, they love cats. I will testify. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, sorry. He fell on my keyboard. Poor thing.
I love looking at these. So just don't make me feel like you're in a hurry, because I feel like the way you're talking, you're going to remove this photo any second. And I can't. So you're going to keep this photo here. So carry on. I was just getting that. It was just in my head. I felt like the way you were talking, it was like you were going to move this photo on me. And I could stare at this for hours and find differences. So. I definitely looks more like the top car for sure. Amy, are you doing this intentionally? Okay, we've lost Amy, guys. She's gone. She bailed on us.
No.
Oh, you did actually. Oh.
You can't hear me?
No. Were you talking? I thought you were doing that as a joke because I told you to.
Oh, no. I was talking. Oh, I think, did I remove? Oh, you know what? I think because I wanted to remove my picture. I think because I had Kai and I was doing a baby. Did you hear me when I pretended to be Kai, right?
No, nothing. Yeah. But then after I told you about keeping the photo there, everything after, I didn't hear you. So I thought you were playing with me like, oh, I'm going to show this guy. He wants me to not,
Oh, no. I'm not vengeful like that. Okay. Now, what I was asking.
In a joking way.
What I was asking Shibby was, you know how Dee Dee's done those polls before? How does she do that? Because we've got 50 people watching. Hey, Shay Watson, lovely to see you. And some of them may not feel confident to write in the chat, but I'd love to put one of those polls.
Ask Dee Dee, Peggy, or Adrian. People, you guys, how do you make a poll? I guess on StreamYard or YouTube.
Yeah, I can't see it on. Oh, you know what? It might be a StreamYard option. Let me play around. Look, in the meantime, anyone who wants to answer, it has to be on YouTube, Peggy's saying. So I have to open a YouTube window at the same time as StreamYard? But can I do that?
Yeah, just make sure you mute it. Yeah, open it and then mute.
Okay.
Sure you can.
Okay. Let's see if I can do it. Because then we can get a poll on what everybody thinks.
Yeah, you can have them, but if you listen to it, it's going to echo. And if you
I won't do that. I've made that mistake at least. I always say gazillion. I've made that mistake a lot of times, so I'm not going to do that again.
But it also lags behind a bit too.
I've muted the tab. And anyone who's enjoying this, please like and subscribe, because we've got one new subscriber today, but there's lots of people watching. So if you're not subscribed, we got lots more fun content coming. So definitely, I don't usually say that, but like and subscribe. It helps the channel get views. And we got 31 likes.
And we're having some very soon. Heather Brown will be appearing. That's a guarantee. 100% guaranteed.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, start a poll. She will be appearing as Kathy Allen.
Yes.
Okay, is it Rick's car? Start poll. I'm just doing yes or no for now.
No.
There you go, guys.
I don't want to influence it.
Now, remember, guys, don't do confirmation bias. Don't do it for just because we want to believe in Rick. Do it because you are looking at the pictures and you think one is more consistent than the other.
Like just that front. Somebody mentioned earlier, that front headlight. It definitely looks like it goes down and across. And the Richards doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. It's a teardrop that goes straight back. It doesn't have that.
Hey, see one day. Nice to see you. Okay, we got 49 people, so I want 49 votes. Come on.
Wow, 40. Really? 49 people?
Well, we've had more than 40. We've had like 50 at times today, but yeah, I'm not.
Wow.
But I don't think I can't tell who's voting.
No.
Scott, you want to be on the fence? Is that what you mean? Okay. So if you're not convinced, say no. If you're not convinced, just say no. If you're not convinced, and actually no, don't say yes if you're not convinced. Okay, just don't answer if you're not convinced. But if you're
it's not about convinced or not. It's about which one do you think it is, this or that. Even if you're not convinced, it's either one. Which one is most likely?
Oh yeah, but that's not what I did in the poll. Let me make a better poll. I was being lazy. Let's end this. We'll end 80%.
What do you think we're choosing?
Agree with this one. So I'm going to change the poll, so end that poll, but 80%, and I'm going to start another one. And this time we're going to say, which car is it? And I'm going to put options.
Is it Rick's car? Okay, I see what you're saying.
So we're going to say Ford Focus, and we're going to say Honda Civic, and then I'll say
put a third one.
Okay?
Yeah,
other.
Yeah. There you go. Come on now, 50 people. Let's do this.
Go.
And I won't influence it. I did it, but I'm not saying what I chose.
Vote 2, vote 2, vote 2. The first person voted 2. That's what I'd vote. I don't think I get to vote in my own poll.
Don't influence the poll. Just let it go how it's going to go.
Well, I can't vote either.
Well, I mean, you're verbally telling people.
Oh, so I'm joking.
No pressure.
Okay.
No pressure.
Other is the highest. Can you guys see? Other is the highest at the moment.
Really?
Oh, other's getting higher.
Ooh,
so people don't think it's McCain's car either.
Ooh, it is. So, yeah, it is going up other. So, Ford Focus would be Richard Allen. Honda Civic would be the top one.
I've heard
third window.
I've heard people say Subaru. So yeah, I've heard Nicole saying Subaru, and
wow.
I have heard other.
So people don't. Oh, bye, Miss Pie, if you're leaving. And Monday showed up. See you one day, Monday. Hello.
Yep.
Wow. So people don't think it's either. Can I say it now, or should we wait a bit?
No, you can say what your view is.
Like that whole front right headlight, how it has a line. The one above it, it looks, because the bottom one, the Ford Focus, doesn't have that line. So it can't be Richard's car. That front
and the reason
right
I think that the Civic is a good option here is just because logically it would make sense, wouldn't it? Because McCain is someone who lives in the area, who drives around there. He's someone that they've spoken to, multiple times, hence why he wouldn't have been someone that they'd be following up. Is Dino in here? Hey, Dino.
What? Get out of town. Dino, hey, buddy, where you been? You've been put on notice, Dino.
It doesn't
You
tell
can
us how
put
many
on
people have
notice.
voted on the poll, so I can't police whether
It does for
people have
me.
voted on
It
it.
does for me.
Oh, does it?
It
What's
says
it saying? How many?
17.
Oh, yes, I can see it
17
now.
votes.
Come on, guys. Okay, well, that's naughty then. Who's in here and not voting? Those people? There is a fence option. You can just put other if you don't know, but we need to get this up to 48. There are 48 people
Wow.
in here, and I'm going to
Other.
be really cranky. No, I'm only joking.
Wow.
Yes, I'm
Other
pretty
is
sure
almost.
I did see one day. I do think he drove a Civic. I'm then going by something I read in All Eyes timeline, but I've also heard other witnesses say they
Wow.
saw a small dark car. So that was that. He definitely drives a small dark car. I'm waiting to see if anyone can confirm. I've put some feelers out. We'll see if we can confirm what car he definitely drove.
So. Oh, sorry.
No, that's all.
Basically, there's 20 votes now, and 50% of the people, so 10 people, think it's other, and there's basically 25% of the others, so even a little bit more. So 6 think it's Ford Focus, and 4, let's say 5 and 5, think it's a Ford or a Honda, and 50% think it's not. So 10 people think it's not, 5 Honda, 5 Focus.
What did you say, Shibby? Do you think it's Honda?
I think looking at this front right headlight, I think it has a Honda vibe to it for sure.
What's with our channel? Nobody ever agrees with us, though.
No, I don't want people to agree
I'm
with me.
only
I don't
joking.
need it.
I'm joking. No,
I,
I'm joking, but I'm
I'm
just saying. No, I'm glad that we have a difference of opinions. But
yeah,
but
that's
it's
great.
interesting, isn't it? Like I don't make my arguments very strongly.
No, well, that front right headlight. I mean, if we could just establish there's a third window or not, and the size of that when Scott changed the black, like the filter, that little louver thing on the back left, top left, that looks bigger than Richard's because a
Yeah.
Ford Focus, it's tiny.
Okay,
So look
we've
at that.
really stalled on 18 votes. Come on, guys.
Just look at that. And the Honda one is huge.
I
The
don't think
little
anyone
louver
else is
wing
going to
thing.
vote.
Can't be a Ford Focus with that front right headlight and that.
I'm pretty sure it's not a Ford Focus. But yeah, what is
So,
it? Is the question, right?
hmm. Although there is one, the Honda does seem to be a shorter wheelbase from wheel to wheel.
Okay, we're going to end this poll because, and then we're going to look at that other poll. Let's see, because Adrian says that people do listen. Let's see. Do you believe the cold shock theory is a plausible explanation for the LG phone data? Okay, here we go.
Well,
I'm not going to give.
actually, see,
I'm not going to give. I'm not going to give a maybe for this one. We're just going to say yes or no because there is no maybe. I'm just saying plausible. We're not saying do you believe it's 100%.
right now, answer C1 Dave asked, I wonder what the McCain brothers drive. Be interesting. So, do we know if McCain drives a Honda?
So that's what I was just saying. So All Eyes says that on, well, she didn't say it necessarily, but it's on All Eyes site that he drove a Honda Civic, I think a black one. And then I've heard in some of the witness testimony that he drives a small dark hatchback, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I have put feelers out to see if anybody who might know can tell me. So we'll see.
So Dino says the wheelbase is similar, Shibby, but the pictures make it look different. And Scott has said you should check out the other pics zoomed in too. You get a better idea of the overall shape, especially the front.
Oh, sorry, I just realized I wasn't showing the comments on the stage again. Apologies for that, guys.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay because you're kind
Yeah,
of
I
like,
don't know, Peggy.
well,
I had heard Honda, and I heard Honda Civic and Honda Accord, but I think an Accord looks slightly different.
well, whatever it is, that front, if that is an accurate headlight on the middle one, it's a line that goes down and straight out, exactly like the Honda would be, because Richard Allen's Ford Focus, the bottom one, it's like a teardrop. It's like just a long skinny oval with a tear with a.
Yeah.
So
I agree. The
and
front
also
part of the car to me looks very different, and we can't even blame that on blur or anything, you can clearly see where the bulky black part ends, can't you? And it's
And
thicker than Ford Focus. This isn't just a Ford Focus. This is Rick's actual Ford Focus we're talking about here too.
yeah, and also on the Ford Focus, it's funny how the very distinct parts like that wraparound rear tail light and the third window are all of Mullen's screenshots. You can't see that area very good. Because look at Richard's
So
rear
the
tail light, it
poll
wraps around.
the poll about the cold shock data, it's a little disappointing. It's 54% yes to 46% no, so slightly tilted in favor of it. But I don't know. I mean, did the electromagnetic field paper convince people against it? I don't know. I don't because we've literally gone through all the critiques, and I agree we can't be 100% on it, but it's certainly plausible. And then we had our good friend, our new friend, who came in yesterday and said that they've actually had that happen to the point where the phone actually fully came on. We're not even saying it came on. We're just saying that it flickered and connected to the server. So bit of a shame because, I mean, what's the alternative? Faraday bag, or somebody switching SIMs, but that would show things on Knowledge C that aren't there. That's what I think. I get disappointed just because I'm like, we're literally critiquing the critiques and showing that the critiques are actually supporting us. Plus, the critiques are using links that are about completely unrelated topics, but still, again, there's no credibility.
Well, my theory, my ultimate theory is the reason why we all have these different opinions is because we're making sense of a fairy tale. Because if you want to tell me that somebody's going to kidnap two young girls in the middle of the day, and the very first thing they don't do is grab their phone and disable it, destroy it, throw it in the creek, I don't know what to do with that, because I can just picture myself like, oh, picture me going to kidnap two girls using a gun. Whatever you do, the first thing you do once you subdue them is you get their technology. I would even think people would search for those little air tags and stuff to make sure they're not, before they go and leave the scene or do whatever. So
I'm starting to think though that the perpetrators, you know how people said, well, the perpetrators couldn't have been Odinist because surely then they wouldn't make it obvious. And I was like, that's a really good point. I can't remember who made it. It was a good point. But if they did, which I mean, I know some people will disagree, but I'm sorry, when I saw all those sticks photos of the asterisk sticks, and even the posing of Abby's body, and I hate saying body, I'm sorry, but like we'll go over those documents. So maybe over the weekend, Shibby, we can do that together on your channel or my channel. Yep. But like, there is just there are too many similarities, and who would know to do that? So will we, again, if we're to believe it's Rick Allen has gone on Holder and Field's Facebook and gone, oh, these are some good things to do. Let's do this. On, when I randomly decide to murder two girls, after having never had any history of violence in my life, let's go and do that. And then vice versa, are we to suggest that it's just coincidence that Holder and Fields, and again, remember, no one's proven guilty. This is all just speaking about the publicly available information. But I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm happy to bring up those exhibits now if we've had enough time with the car.
No. Why don't you get that disclaimer going across? Because you know how you can make them on StreamYard.
Well, I'm going to put a disclaimer in the description, and I always lead with it as well. And at the end of the day, I'm talking about public exhibits. I'm not, I'm not talking about something that I've made up or found.
I know, but don't feel bad of stating theories. And also, I know it's horrible to say things, but I wish we didn't. But we need to discuss the hard to talk about things to come up with answers.
I know. I just hate. Reducing the girls to bodies, like. Yeah, it makes me sad.
It's unfortunate.
Girls, those poor little girls.
But if we're going to get them justice, we need to talk about these.
I mean, part of the reason I haven't even shown the picture of Rick all bruised on the screen is because it's just too torturous. Like, I don't even want to show it, but I know people need to know. Yeah. They need to know what happened.
It doesn't even look like him, eh? Jeez.
It's so sad. Like, oh my gosh, like just so many sad things that in this case. So I'm gonna pull up some of the Odinist stuff, but I'm not going to do what you did yesterday, Shibby, of showing the whole exhibit in one go. Not because you didn't do anything wrong, but I know you felt bad about it afterwards, so I won't do that either.
No. Also, what Peggy's saying, the fact that her hands were tucked into her sleeves is posing. Obviously, that
Yeah.
would be Abby. But you know what's another weird thing is when I lay down and meditate, especially when it's colder in wintertime and I'm wearing a big hoodie, I put my arms in and I put them in the exact same position almost. And I
I mean,
tuck
look,
them in too
am I sharing this
when
on
I'm
the screen
cold.
now? I think I am, aren't I? Yeah, because I'm on
Yes.
a different screen. But I mean, look at this. Look, like this is the stick formation that we see in the crime scene photos. And okay, like, is that just random? I mean, there was something else. I'm gonna go down a bit further. Um, okay, let's forget about this stuff.
For Holder's tattoo on his hand.
Yep. And the F tree, like when I looked at the tree that they had as a picture on their social media, I mean, look at them. They're obsessed with the creek. And I know the creek's pretty. And we've talked about how there's video that, there's lots of pictures of the creek, Deer Creek, but these are very specific ones of the creek's edge. They're not, to me, are they the norm? I mean, Rick Allen didn't have pictures like that. He had himself fishing at the creek, and the other younger girls had photos of them being on the bridge looking over at the beautiful curve of the creek. No one else has
Yes.
pictures. And, I guess there's that one tree thing, but um,
One quick second. One quick second. Jamie has caught up on 2x speed. So hello, Jamie.
hey,
Glad you're
Jamie.
caught up.
I mean, again, they constantly cross the sticks like this. Look, it's not just a
Now,
one-off.
now let me say this. Now what you got to picture is the guy that gave them all this social media stuff from Brad Holder did it within a couple months of this crime, right? And then
Mhm.
they did all those interviews, and then all those interviews are gone missing. Like, look at the timeline like
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
That's
look at this, guys. Like it's not just one lot of asterisk sticks; they're everywhere. Like, I mean, who posts this on their social media? I mean, when people say I mean, the state made a big deal of Rick Allen having a few pictures of himself and his daughter and things about the bridge as though that was a sign of deviance, and yet this isn't. I mean, look at this. It's a swastika,
and
right?
yeah, for sure.
Asterisks again. I mean, this is not regular things that people do. This is
Right.
niche.
Imagine,
And I'm not saying that
imagine.
because you do this, you're a murderer, but what I'm saying is it's niche. And so then you see this niche signature at a crime scene of girls who were had a relationship with someone related to this person. I mean,
Mhm.
that's far
Who
more
also
reasonable, like, oh, not probable cause than a random poor depressed man who's got no history of any violence. I mean, this
and
is the stuff that
and
I really
never
get passionate about.
and never lied about knowing having met
Yeah.
Abby. And oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
So also, actually, just on that, because I know I'm going to bring Ash on the weekend, but I know the statement that would get a lot of people. I read it to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, that is a bit suspicious." In the Kathy Allen interview, is when he says, "Oh, no, we don't want to search. If we find something, then they might pin it on us." Let me just give you a little anecdotal story from my work as a clinician working with people with OCD, and let me just tell you again that people with OCD literally are always worried they're going to be found out to be bad. So I have had clients, I've had, I mean, I'm not going to give a particular client because obviously confidentiality, but just use amalgamations of clients and even my own experience as somebody with OCD who will avoid situations with children because they're worried that they'd be accused of being a pedophile and they're not a pedophile. They will literally avoid going in the bathroom with their own children. They will avoid, going to a place where there are lots of kids. They will avoid professions involving kids. Like it's things like that where I know that to the average person who doesn't have OCD or hasn't worked with OCD or neurodivergence might say, oh, that's weird. But as a clinician and as a person who has OCD, that isn't weird. Now, I know Rick Allen hasn't been diagnosed with OCD. I can't diagnose him. I have never met him. But all I can say is, speaking as an expert in OCD, is that would not be bizarre behavior if he has OCD. And I don't know that he's ever been assessed for that, right? So,
No, but I have something to say on this too.
yeah.
I don't like when people say that about like exerting your rights, exerting your Fifth Amendment right or your right to not self-incriminate or your right to not have to give a DNA test and help these police out, because look what happens when you do. So the police want you to feel that way. They want you to feel guilty. They want you to waive your right to an attorney, so you shouldn't look upon her not wanting to help them or answer questions after everything they've done
Exactly.
as a sign of her guilt or knowing something more. Just like the phone missing. They had, it's not there. You can't paint it on a person.
I can't find the picture that I really wanted to show you guys. It was one of those Odenism pictures, and the posing was so similar to Abby's body. Oh, I think it's one of these ones. Yeah, okay. So look at this. If you see the crime scene photos, Abby's leg is posed like this. Okay.
Yeah, the hangman. Yeah.
Right, and then there's another one. Look at this one here.
Right. Of course.
Zoom
yes, the hangman.
That's how her hands are, and that's how her leg is.
Yeah, of course.
Like, okay, she's not hanging from a tree, but
right.
How can we can, the hands are like that. They're not bound, but they are up like that. And the leg is like that. Now, I'm not saying if that was the only thing we had, I wouldn't go, oh, well, it's definitely that. But I'm sorry, when you see that alongside all of the other stuff, it starts to make you go, but like there's a pattern here.
And Brad Holder's painting is that exact one. And he posted it on the date of he posted it on a different date, like but he painted it. If you look at the painting, he made that painting on February 13th of 2018, which equals up to 33. And he then 4 or 5 days later posted
Brad Holder's painting, because I don't even know what this is.
No, no, I'll show you. Go, you'll see it. It's in here.
So where have they found this picture from? Can anyone tell us?
This is probably just it might be a drawing. Adrian will know. Ask Daba. She'll know. He might have drawn that.
You know where they found this from? I mean, the thing as well is these exhibits are useless because they've got half the pages missing, so it's hard to know what's what. But yeah, I'm curious if Adrian can tell us what that is.
You'll see Brad Holder's painting, because it's actually, you can see it's a big, huge painting he made, and it's in blue and yellow and stuff. You'll see the painting.
Is it up here somewhere in this document?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's exhibit number 33, which I thought was weird. So go to exhibit number 33.
Oh yeah, they are numbered. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, so that's 26. Okay, cool. I haven't really looked at these much.
The green tag on the bottom right. Find exhibit 33.
Horns. Look, guys, horns. And the fact that that Elvis Fields talks about horns, the fact that we've got the leg like this, like, it's if it's one thing, of course, I would say to you, okay, these things happen. But like, come on, like there's too many things now. Like
that's it.
So I know. Look, I don't like to say you should see it the way I see it, and if you don't, you're wrong. But like, to me, in this case, I'm like, this is where I go. But like, there's just too much, isn't there? I don't think it's as wild.
Wait. Whoa. Now go back to that. Go back one. Go back to the painting.
Yeah, we can go back to that one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I make a point then? Live 1 second. Go back one. Yeah. Go back. Yeah, this one. Now look at the arms. That implies somebody's not alive anymore if they're not holding their arms up. So that's just wow.
I never bizarre to paint that picture as well, right? I mean,
yeah, because if it's Odin was holding his arms up on his, implying he's alive still, right? And your arms are down like that. You're not.
Where's the tree one? I want to find the tree one, because when I looked at this tree, I thought it was the F tree, but no. This is actually one of their posts, and it's like, well, how is it that they've got a picture that looks like the crime scene F tree, unless it's related? Particularly, now, okay, you could say, did they recreate it after? That would still be quite concerning that someone would think to do that, but this is back before anyone had ever seen the crime scene photos. Does anyone know which one I'm talking about? The tree one? Sorry, guys, for flicking through this on the screen. I know it's probably annoying for everyone's eyes. Oh, no, I don't want to see that. I'm sorry, Rick.
Well, yes, yeah, Mustang. That's why there are numerous organizations that can be blamed. Someone did it to mislead the police. Definitely, yeah, could be staging, which would be misdirection, not posing as in fantasy. So yeah, that's obviously a big deal. But whatever it is, staging, posing, undoing, or to actually hide the bodies, what's the reason for not collecting those branches that the
And
person
how did Rick Allen know about this? So if we're to believe it's Rick Allen, how did Rick Allen know about these Odinism symbols? I mean, we didn't find Odinism in his search history, did we? Like, where has he figured that out from?
Right.
Like, again, it's so many stretches to see Rick as the person. I can't find the tree one. It's really annoying me now. I probably shouldn't be sharing this as I'm scrolling through. I hope it's not hurting everyone's eyes.
No, it's fine.
Okay. We'll just keep scrolling until I find it. If you see it as it goes past the screen, let me know, Shibby.
Well, there's lots of ones with trees. Are you talking about the F
I
tree
want the one
or
that
a
looks
painting?
like an F. There's literally one that looks like an F tree. It's got a tree with an engraving in it.
Well,
I'm sure I saw it, unless I've dreamt it, but I don't think so. Actually, I've probably got it on my phone. I'll have a look if I can't find it this time round. These are all the sticks. No tree in these ones, is there?
hey, again, don't
here it is,
feel.
here it
I mean, I enjoy this. So
Exhibit 78. Look at that.
make it bigger. Okay.
Yeah, I'll make it a bit bigger. I mean, look, it's dark, but it's that
Get rid
same
of
shape.
us
It's not
too.
an F. It's that same shape, though, isn't it? Can I rotate it?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I don't know how to rotate.
No, I tried that too. Yeah, get rid of us though, so you can make that square bigger, can't you?
Okay. Right, there we go. But what we'll do is we can chop these. Now, what's the date on this? This is February 2016, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is before, so we can't even say, oh, well, maybe somebody saw it and was like, oh, well, I'm going to copy that, which would be, like I said, bizarre anyway. But
Oh, so the guy went back and got pictures of before the crime too. The guy who collected the information of Holder's social media stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because there were people who thought that this was a credible lead. Now, I've shared before the Daniel Morecambe case in Australia, a very sad case of a 13-year-old boy who was abducted and murdered in Australia in about, I think it was 2007. Now, I get shivers when I talk about these kids. My goodness. So if you want to watch a documentary on this, there is stuff on YouTube. But basically, two detectives, a bit like Ferenczi and Click type people, went to the true offender and literally said, "This is probably our guy. Follow it up." And the lead detective didn't. And so for years, it went unsolved until he was finally apprehended 5 years later. Because does that ring any bells? Like, and I know people will say, well, that's what happened with Rick Allen. But no, I mean, I just think in this case, the real perpetrator just hasn't been, and they've just found another person as a fall guy.
Right. So think of this. Three law enforcement officials thought that this other group of guys did it. One is no longer with us, from a person who is very likely to be related because he's a federal ex-federal IDOC employee, prison guard, who Shane Meehan, and then there's Click, who's all wrapped up in stuff that is probably not really a charges. They're making up stuff to nail him. And Murphy, I'm not even sure what's up with him, the other one.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that thought it was these guys, and they're all in, nowhere to be found.
I'm just putting in the chat Daniel Morecambe case if anyone's interested to look into it, because you will see there a lead investigator who not only doesn't follow the lead of the detectives who found the right person literally in the first week or two, but then also loses evidence, and it's only later that the detectives find the evidence that supported, because he makes it seem like they didn't give him the details that they did.
And
so really good example of this. It went to a commission as well.
You know what also bothered me with Click? That whole thing when he came in to talk to Jerry Holman again to get to see Jerry's evidence and what he thought of it collected on these guys. Brad Holder was sitting there in the lobby, coincidentally, like giving him probably a stink eye, Brad Holder was there when Murphy came in. And I always joke that Holder would be sitting there flicking a little Zippo lighter, kind of like, like Cape Fear intimidating him, sort of. I joked.
I just wanted to just respond to Scott, because I know that he's quite firm on the other side of this, and that's fine. We're having healthy debate, but like, I guess, yeah, 3 people with tunnel vision. But if you look at the Daniel Morecambe case, people would have said that about those 2 guys. They were right. They were right. And the thing is here that we're not saying that it's just Ferenczi, Click, and Murphy. We're saying that so many people in the town themselves were pouring in tips about Brad.
That's not fair to say 3 guys, but it was. Are you saying that Purdue professor, who was backed by another professor from a more prestigious college or university, they were wrong in saying that it's either real Odin related, or at least fanboys, like a classic staging of misdirection? What do you say to him? Tell Turco his years and years of being a university professor on this exact topic are wrong. And even Becky Patty said stuff in the beginning. I mean, come on, that's not fair to say 3 guys had tunnel vision.
And look at this. Look at the
problem is Gull didn't allow all this. Gull protected Elvis. They lost all those interviews. I mean, we would have tons more on this Odin stuff. It's plausible, even if it's just for misdirection and not a real actual, thing.
The thing is, fair. And again, no one, like we've said, always say the disclaimer before saying people's names who are not, convicted. Like, it's all speculation still. However, look at the evidence. We have people who are related to the Odinists saying that they have concerns about them. We have these 3, I guess they're detectives. I'm guessing Click. I mean, it's Clicks, and it works with the FBI too. I don't know their specific titles. We have the community. We have a link between the girls and some of these people, or at least one of these people. We have, this weird crime scene, and yet, do we have any of that with Rick? Who snitched on Rick? Who said, "Oh, maybe Rick was the one who did this"? Who said, "Oh, Rick's really creepy"? And look at those videos on YouTube. If anyone hasn't seen the videos of one particular member of this Odin group that we talk about, laughing about how people think he looks like Bridge Guy. I mean, I know we're joking on our channel, but we would not laugh about that. Like, like, that's so cruel. This girl, one of the girls that was murdered is your son's ex, was a girlfriend at some point. Like, this is a child, your own child's age. It's like me going and seeing young kids like who have been murdered and, making a joke about it. Like, I'm sorry, like there's a lot more to it. And the fact that someone else in that group has, had issues with violence, this is not isolated events. We've got, the sister talking about one of them. We've got comments made by people themselves. Like, come on, like that is a lot more indicative of somebody who has deviance than Rick Allen.
And Holder said he never met Abby, yet it turns out he changed his story the next time he talked to him and said he did. Like those interviews that were all lost. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I could just imagine what all those guys said in those interviews.
When did Rick ever lie? When did Rick ever lie? People say, "Oh, he changed his time." No, that's memory. That's memory fallibility. When did Rick lie? When did Rick say, "No, I didn't go there. No, I didn't see people"? His story stays consistent.
Plus, all that stuff that was posted on social media that Brad Holder posted was very related. And did you ever see the photo I saw on Crime Night where Brad Holder posted a photo of 2 liquor bottles, and one of them was like a Williams name on it, and one of them was a German beer. And he joked about that because one of them was like I forget exactly, but there was 2 liquor bottles that he posted with all this Odin stuff, and one of them was Williams type of liquor or something, and the other was a German beer. So Williams, Abby Williams, and Liberty German. It was said to relate to.
Yeah. And I agree, Scott. We're not saying that they are 2 issues that have to be related. I agree with you. Whether it's Odinist or not, whether it's Rick or not, they're not technically linked. But essentially, if we have a credible alternative, that helps again.
Because can I just address Scott? No, what does that have to do with it? Yeah, it's got nothing to do with Rick Allen, whether Odinist did it. Well, yes, it does. Because Rick Allen has nothing to do with Odinism, and these guys do have so many links related to these to the girls, to Odinism. I mean, so how
And
could
to
you say
violence.
that?
And to
That's
violence.
ridiculous. Yeah. And they have histories, and they talk about all these weird symbols and numbers, and they're talking about cutting runes and wood things that were
Also,
Scott,
interestingly, though, we can
don't
even
make
say
me
in
come
terms
there,
of
Scott.
sense, even if we say sense of humor, like we can go, oh, that's just their sense of humor. But that is, as Adrienne's saying, that type of humor is linked to sadism, to be honest. It was interesting because when I was looking up Russell Williams, which we still haven't done that video, you know, he used to play pranks on
Ooh.
people, like jumping out at them and stuff. And like, okay, we've all done
Hmm.
that at times. I'm not saying I've never jumped out of the cupboard at someone, but
Right.
but when you see this pattern, of course, on its own, that's not predictive of violence. But
No.
if you hear that alongside all these other issues, then you start to be like, you know, like that there
Well,
are lots of ticks in the box. I agree with Adrian about of sadistic qualities. Now, again, we're not diagnosing someone or saying that based on the
can,
publicly available information. There is a lot of indications there that even if we don't use the word sadism, that look cruel, if you ask me, right?
Can can you do me a favor and light up put on Dino's comment on the screen that says I had a thought about the because it's a good point. I had a thought about the pictures BH made. I wonder if when he was questioned early on, if they showed him crime scene photos and kind of stuck got it in his mind and then he did that afterwards. But either way, that would kind of even be worse because then he'd be mocking. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean that would still be cruel, wouldn't it? Again,
Because that
it'd be
his
cruel.
painting was made a whole year later after he was questioned. But who knows what they said in these interviews? Who knows?
And I think, like, look, I know we're disagreeing quite heavily
No, no,
with
it's
Scott
not.
today,
Wait,
and
wait,
I
wait.
don't.
Let me.
But I just want to say that one
Can I
thing though, like the channel,
go ahead?
this channel, we do. Yes, we admit when we're speculating, and I don't tend to just argue. I just think that I would hope by now that people can see this channel isn't a biased channel. Like I'm always considering all angles, but but this to me, when you look at the case against Rick Allen, if we're to believe that case, this case to me has far stronger weight in it than the case that they have against Rick Allen.
Okay, for me now, Scott, I'm not saying anything with certainty. I have 10 different scenarios, and one is most likely two, three, four. I have I'm not saying anything with certainty. All I'm doing is here is every time we talk about it, I learn something new. I see something new. I'm willing to change my mind. I don't have certainty. You're convinced of something. I'm not convinced of anything. I have 10 different scenarios that could have happened here, and one are maybe more likely than the other, but many are very plausible. So I can't see how anyone can come up with certainty, especially
No.
since this trial wasn't, fair. How can you call a guy guilty when you didn't have a fair trial? We'll never know if he's guilty.
Well, that's right. Because if we think of percentages, like in terms of percentage chance of somebody being the perpetrator here, if we're going to do a percentage chart, then I'm sorry, but I would definitely put these people at a far higher percentage than Rick because we're really just dealing with circumstantial evidence, right? And at the end of the day, the evidence against Rick was ridiculously circumstantial, tool mark analysis. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Voice
it's just that
analysis, apparently, that the voice sounds the same according to who? Not an analyst. You know, we're
no.
basically the evidence used was ridiculous. The evidence here, I'm also saying, am I going to take these people to trial and prove that they did it? No, probably not, because I think that a lot of evidence is lost, to be honest. But
Well,
also,
just like Oberg's subjective opinion, how she could say with such certainty that it's Richard Allen's gun, but she couldn't rule out other guns. So then, isn't that a
exactly.
contradictory statement?
So if we can be so sure, have such a high percentage surety that Rick is guilty, then we also need to have the same bar to measure other people too, right? And so for me, you know, I believe I never say 100% with anything because we can't, we weren't there, but I believe, you know, to a high percentage he's not guilty. And I'm not saying I believe 100% these people are, which is why I don't, you know, I haven't actually made a video on who I think is. Like this stuff coming out is probably the first time that I've spoken more at length about these people. I've made little references, but I don't like to accuse people of a crime without having all the evidence, and I'm not. And even when I was saying, there are signs of sort of that could be sadism, we're saying it could be. We're not saying it is. I've never met these people. I've never met Brad Holder. I don't know what he's like. I mean, he could be a really genuine guy face to face, but the problem is that the people who have met him say otherwise, and the fact that at least one person in that group, has actually, I believe, been apprehended or at some point. And again, look, I don't want to speak off the cuff here because I don't know.
No, they have lengthy records,
right? So, I mean, that's a difference, right? And now, I'm not saying I know them. I'm not saying psychopathy, sadism, or any other diagnosis because I don't know them. But I'm just saying that there are links between some of, or we can kind of, if we look at this, we can see indicators of it. Just like when we look at Rick, on the psych panel, we can see indicators of sensitivity and conscientiousness. Who saw anything, even on those confessions, who saw anything consistent with any sort of sadistic vibe to it for Rick Allen?
I don't think any of that, because of how they got the confessions anyways. They should all be inadmissible in court because they violated his civil rights getting them.
I mean, I think we can say that. I think everybody, whether we think Rick's guilty or not, would agree that what happened to the girls is sadistic because nobody kills them in a way where they suffered pain,
Right.
Adrian, you're fine. Like, sadism plays a part in this case because it is a sadistic crime. So I think what I want to just clarify that was we're not saying that anyone is a sadist because we haven't met any of them, we haven't diagnosed them, we haven't interviewed them. Well, I don't know if anyone's met them.
This is your mistake here. Wait. But you're saying I know you're like people shouldn't think that we're saying anything with certainty. We're just talking here. So don't feel guilty about sharing your opinion. Because again, we're not stating facts; we're sharing opinions.
I think it's just because I've been burnt when people go, "Oh, you're saying you're diagnosing someone and you haven't even met them." No, I'm not, because that's not ethical, and that's why I've been so cautious not to mention people's names or provide diagnoses, but to suggest potential characteristics based on publicly available information. So I'm just clarifying that disclaimer because obviously it is unethical if I'm going to say that somebody is or isn't particularly, has a particular kind of characteristic, and I wouldn't do that because that's not fair.
No, that isn't fair.
But we are just saying what's more likely, what it looks like.
We're just talking here. But what isn't fair also is
I just always want to be careful that everyone knows that. That's all.
No, it's fine. But also, this would be a good time for you to type out that disclaimer and have it running. So, but also,
the disclaimer will always be, it was at the beginning of the video, and it will be in the description as well.
But you could have a ticker running across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I'll do that. I can do that.
Okay. I think it would be good. Anyways, Brad Holder said he didn't right after the murders. He said he didn't meet his son's girlfriend, and then later on said, "Oh yeah, he did meet her."
How can you forget that? How can you forget that you met the girl that died in a small town? Whereas, when people say, well, Rick lied about things. No, he didn't. He couldn't remember the time 5 years later. Like, that's not lying. That's memory.
Or it's not. It's also not lying when it's a contradicting what not what Rick said. Rick contradicted what Doolin and that other officer said. Rick said. So
well,
I don't even
regardless, I mean, most of you know my time. I go with a slightly later timeline because of the fact that I think he sees the two cars of the mirrors. So I don't know what time he was there or not there, but regardless, that in itself is not an indicator of guilt because memory should not be. But you can remember if you've met someone who died or not,
But the state was playing a lot of semantics, whereas I remember Baldwin was specifically talking about saying, because if they ask Richard if he was there between 1:30 and 3:30, if he left at 1:31, then he says yeah. But when he says yeah to that, then they turn around as if he says he's there from 1:30 to 3:30.
Yeah.
But he's not. He was there maybe between something, but it's like a loaded trick question. Sorry.
Yeah. Peggy was saying that, like, where's the proof that Holder was there? And there isn't necessarily. We know we've got this check-in.
Who said he was there? Wait.
But whether, I guess, also going to to some other people in history, we know that there are but there are also people who command other people to do things, and they still enjoy that too. Now, I'm not saying that's him, but I'm saying that we know that there are cases like that.
Right.
Where
Okay, so let me go to Peggy's question.
Yeah.
Who said, Peggy says, where's the evidence that Brad was at the trails? And I don't know who said Brad was at the trails.
No, she's just making an observation of like, is there any
Okay.
evidence for that? She's not saying he wasn't. She's just saying, yeah.
I don't know if there isn't any, except for Bridge guy. I mean, it's a white guy. He fits that description. So
yeah,
he's a white man. I'm sure he has blue jeans, right? Boom.
Yeah.
There you got your guy. He's a white man with blue jeans. You got him.
Yeah.
There's your evidence, Peggy. I'm just kidding.
Anyway. Oops, sorry, I just removed myself. We are going to have to finish up in a minute because I've got to do some work. I know I got a bit heated.
5 more minutes, please. I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm kind of like, I didn't want it to get like so divisive in here, but I do feel like
divisive.
It's a passionate issue. Of course, you know, we're talking about 2 girls who were brutally murdered. We're talking about a man that many of us believe is wrongfully convicted. We're talking about potentially like wrongdoings in the investigation, and we're also talking about a group of people whose attitudes, even if they are not guilty for this crime, are concerning as well.
Wait 1 second. We have a famous golfer here, Kevin Roblowski. Welcome, Kevin. I just went to his page and he's got almost 3,000 subs and he's got lots of golf pictures.
Wow.
So I don't know who he is, but hey, welcome, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. My dad was a massive big golf fan, so interesting.
So is my brother. My whole family is.
There you go. All right, guys, that took a lot out of us. It was a long chat, and I think we made the point that the car is interesting. Definitely, that was the main point. We made the point that the cold shock theory still sees the light of day, and we made the point that there were some concerning things about Odenism.
That's fine. If you're making good points, but also I also just love the conversation, and I'm not saying anything with certainty. And I have 10 different plausible scenarios, and that play out in my head. So don't think whenever I say something, I'm saying it with any certainty, except for there's so many different ways that I have no idea how this happened.
Yeah, agreed. So definitely when it comes to trying to say any wrongdoing by anyone, we're not saying it with certainty. We're just speculating. Today was very much more speculation.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, than something like what we've talked about in the last few episodes, which has been much more sort of science-based, but was still speculative because nobody can have a definitive proof. We can only make correlations between things and go from there. But yeah, we're not accusing anybody of anything. That's something that we really want to be clear about.
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful rest of the night or day, wherever you are, and we'll speak soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Maybe I will go live, so pay attention. If I do, I'll have a plan this time.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Good night.